Even the customers.
Should be on.
Shalom. Got a lag in it. Yeah.
Or someone kick it off there.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
When to start off souls by giving no praise to
Yeah.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Right, double honors to the Apostle Great Millstone.
Double honors.
And honesty brothers in the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Right? With the Hebrew Israelites come out week in, week out to prophesy the downfall of this man's kingdom. And as you can see, right, you know, these are the times that we're in. Right? You see what's happened in the last week alone. Right? Here it is. January was crazy. Right? And February has kept pace. Right? Sunday, what happens? Right? You have you know, an attack that basically kills 3 U.S. servicemen. Right? You know, some say it was actually in Syria, some say it was in Jordan, right? And stuff like that. But nonetheless, the U.S. Retaliated, right, and have basically told Iran to not do anything about it. Okay, you know, they dropped, what was it? They say like 85 targets got hit, right? But some are alleging that, you know, the targets were allowed to be empty and this, that, and whatever, what have you, right? But we know that all of these things are heading towards what? Are heading towards a World War III. But something important has to happen before World War III, right? And that is the MOTB, right? Which we had a major movement on that this week, right?
Yeah, you got your guy Elon the Dust Musk finally came out with the human trials, saying they implanted the first persons in that with a brain C-hip. When they've been doing that already behind closed doors, obviously.
Yeah.
They test run bare monkeys and, you know, bare animal cruelty and stuff of that nature. And now they're trying it out on humans. I'm sure that's not the first human they tried it out on and probably passed the test or didn't make it. You know? But Esau ain't gonna put that information out because obviously, you know, they think they're above the law.
They always speak about, like, what is it? Not Rikers. Rikers are basically them islands where they go and do tests on people and
they call it Jekyll's Island.
Jekyll Island, yeah, that's the one.
You know, Esau's the original Frankenstein, man, or Dr. Frankenstein. You know, he's the original wild, mad scientist. He likes to experiment. That's in Psalms the 64th chapter. They do a diligent search. You know, every intention of their hearts is deep. You know, because they're trying to get to that level, that Godhead on the left hand side. Esau's trying to get to the Godhead on the left hand side, like he tells you in Ezekiel 28, in Second Thessalonians, man. Because he envies the Heavenly Father and his Son. He's jealous of them, man. But that's against the law. That's one of the laws of the Scriptures or the Testament, the Old Testament, the Torah, about jealousy, man. You can't be jealous and covetous against your brother, man. And Esau is jealous against the Heavenly Father and his Son, you know, especially Yahweh Shai, because he's trying to get the birthright back. And on top of that, he wants to be over the children of Israel. That's why he's pushing this C-hip mark of the beast system, so he can have control over the goyim, as he calls them, the masses of the people, the useless eaters, as he calls them, so he can control their finances and then control them. Because with that brain C-hip, they can put things into your brain, because it's like a program. They can put programs and shit into your brain and make you see things that are not there, or make you think things that you didn't initially think yourself. Program you, basically, with the C-hip. So they're saying, they're calling it telepathy, which that's a spiritual power. Telepathy is speaking to someone without, you know, using with the thought of your mind, controlling things with the thought of your mind without, you know, using physical instruments, basically. And they're saying you're going to be able to control your phone or any like digital devices. So obviously they're gonna take it to another level where they can control you through that telepathy, man. Put thoughts into your head. They're trying to be like the Most High. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a precept, man. Bring it out. Revelations 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Yeah, and this is a thing that's going to be across the whole globe, man. Revelations 3 and 10. It's going to be the trial of man. But only the chosen are going to be able to resist, even unto death. Certain men are going to be beheaded for the witness of the disannulling or refusing to take the MOT to the B.
Yep.
Which is going to be a blessing on them because you don't want to take that shit, man. You don't want to put no damn cyborg technology inside your body, man. And have these devils controlling you.
Yeah.
You won't even know what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
You see that movie Upgrade? They put the stem cell in it. They called it stem, or whatever. They put it in his backbone and all that, his spine, and then the thing was controlling him. He had to give it authority and all that. He would ask him, "Do you want me to help you?" And then he'll have to give it authorization.
Yeah.
But then it started controlling him on its own without his authorization. Then he came to find out he was basically like in a simulation, thinking that he was doing the right thing, and all along it was the stem controlling his mind, making him think he could do things that he didn't even know he was doing. He was basically in like a virtual reality, man, until he tried to snap out of it, and then he realized it's too late. I've killed all these people. I've done all this damage, and then the stem at the end of the movie, stem just fully took over him.
Yeah,
he just wiped his memory, or whatever, and he just became a cyborg straight. What robot?
he succumbed.
Yeah, so he just basically turned into Terminator T-1000, man. Cyborg organism, man. That's what Esau wants to do. He wants to turn people into cyborgs, man. I saw the article in the Sun, and it had that. It said, the first cyborg. And it was talking about the brain C-hip, man, that they put in this damn. They work with that devil's head, and there's more to come. Next coming weeks and months, we're gonna see, man. But the MOT to the B is here. So what people gotta say now? I mean, what's IUIC gonna say now, man? The MOT to the B is here, and it is for buying and selling. It's for all transactions, man.
And what we're saying is true. That it definitely is going to come, man. Pursuant to what Ezekiel 33 and 33, man. It's there.
You just gotta make it mandatory. That's what Esau's gotta do.
It's just gonna become mainstream, man. And that's ultimately what we've been telling you for time. And even with Esau's predictive program, in every movie, for the most part, has had some element of human programming, implantation with the C-hip. You even had all of the superhero movies that have come out recently. Venom, I'm sure, they had elements of it where there was they were testing pretty much the capability of that goo on different individuals, and then he was the one that actually assimilated with it. It's just basically pretty much the infusion of technology and mankind, and like a transhumanism. And
they showed it in the new James Bond movie, the latest one. They put the chip in him and all that.
Yeah.
Even this new cartoon, I watched the animation, the He-Man, bro, Revolution. They had Skeletor and the enemies and all that. They had man taking the chip, bro. They put a biometric device on their slaves. They was putting it on their tongue and making them swallow it.
Yeah.
And then they would, be controlled and all that. They was turning them to straight cyborgs, man.
Yep.
So Esau's pushing it in everything. He's pushing it in the cartoons. He's pushing it on the films, the kitchen with Kano.
Yeah.
His knowledge should be increased. I told you, Daniel 12:4. But then it tells you in the 10th verse that the wicked shall not understand. They don't understand that this is their end. They think they're going to rule forever. But this is their end, man. Because the Lord said when they're about to fill their belly, then he's going to rain that destruction upon their asses, man. And you see what's going on over there in the Middle East and Levant, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. Namely, that's part of the Levant, man. That's the hotbed of World War III right there. Saudi Arabia just joined the BRICS officially now. So they got 5 extra countries that's joined the BRICS nations, including Iran, Saudi Arabia,
top oil producers,
Ethiopia, not Ethiopia,
Egypt,
and 2 others, man. So this World War III scenario is playing out the way the Lord wants it to play out as well, because he mustereth the host of the battle. Let's get some precepts though.
Let me just finish this real quick. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Yeah, so you're not going to be able to being part of the society. You're not be able to buy or sell because they're going to do away with the cash. The brothers have bought out the information. They're getting rid of all the bank staff. They're getting rid of all these cash tier,
ATMs.
The ATMs. They're getting rid of all that, the cash registrars and all that stuff. The retail stores. They're getting rid of a lot of staff. Because they want people to be self-sufficient and pay by themselves, but pay using themselves basically, because that's what it's coming to, a straight digitalization, and they're getting rid of the cash, man.
Yeah, a good sign of that is the British staple of British society is the pub. You've got pubs now. That pubs are basically an ancient part of British society that everybody identifies with for taking cash. You go there, you buy your drink. Now there's mad pubs out here that are fully digital. Don't accept cash.
If they're still even open.
Yeah,
I did a sit down the other day, and what was it? The heading was that they want to basically want people to have digital IDs now. To go and drink in the pubs, and it's on the government website, man. They put it in legislation that they want to digitalize. I've got the article here, man. I think it was
whilst you're getting that, if I can say, another thing that's just has come out this week, right, is basically they're saying that Yemen could cut the undersea cables, right, that the internet runs on, man, right, and they're all saying one of the things that can do from the back of that is a financial collapse, right, because obviously, which you got like large networks of cables under the floor, on the seabed, basically, which connects the internet up, right. So if they cut that off, who knows what will happen next? Right. And once again, it just goes to show you that the Lord can put the spirit on this man to just basically change everything, change this world that we live in like that, right, overnight.
That's right. And we finish this real quick last verse.
Yeah, this is the article here. No, this is the heading anyway. It's not the article. But yeah, this is it here. Can't really see it properly though. So it's lucky.
Real quick.
Well, this is the heading here. Have your face scanned or fingerprint taken to buy a drink. New plans for digital IDs for drinkers in pubs and bars. And this just came out this week. This just came out this week, man. And then they said the legislation goes back to December last year, like the 1st of December, 2023. So they've been wanting to put this into play, and now they're going to put it into They're putting it into legislation. And it's actually on the HM. One sec. It's actually on the HM website.
That's from where it says goes back to even 2021.
See, age verification. That's what it's called. Yeah. And then yeah, this is it. The title here says digital identities and other technologies for age verification in alcohol purchases, and that's it there, man. And then you can see the date there. It says 2020, 2023 and all that. So this thing is in play, man. These devils been trying to do this for the longest, man. They've had these endeavors for the past 50 years or more. You know, and now it's here. They're about to fill their belly, man. And we've been telling Jake for the longest that this is what the devil wants to do. And Jake's just walking around with ignorance, man, thinking that we're just talking out of our ass. But when they actually mandate that C-HIP and they get rid of the cash after some next order ab chaos scenario, we don't know what's gonna happen before or after the Passover, Abaratazar, then you're gonna know that we wasn't talking shit. If someone get Ezekiel 33 and 33, then you're gonna know that the prophets was telling you, warning you of these times, man. And then not too long after that, World War III is gonna take place, and then you're gonna see the nukes flying, man. The missiles are gonna be flying, and people are gonna be running for cover, and not having nowhere to hide. Because where are you gonna run in half an hour?
You gotta do what Nick Cage did in The Knowing, man. Just go to your family and give them a hug, man.
They showed that movie twice this week. Showing you that Esau knows that that destruction's coming. It's gonna mainly impact who? America. Babylon the Great. That whole land's gonna get wiped out by fire, man.
Everything but the elect.
They show you that in the movie, and his son Caleb, you know, which is a Hebrew name meaning dog. He said, only the chosen can go. His father wanted to go with him on the ship with the angels, and then he said, no, the angel said only the chosen can go. The ones that heard the call. Who's hearing the call now? The elect, man. Ecclesia. The calling out. The wise virgins, 5 that are wise, 5 that are foolish. So there's going to be a lot of jakes that are going to be dropping in these last days, man.
Ezekiel 33. In fact, can I go on what you just said? I'm going to read into it. That's right. It says from 31, it says, and they come, Ezekiel 33:31, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people.
Yeah, like we have jakes coming up, you know, asking questions, but they don't really believe. They're just doting around questions and words of strife, basically, because they don't want to try and confound the men of the Lord, like the wicked scribes and Pharisees tried to do with the Lord 2,000 years ago. They was coming up around the Lord. They weren't trying to, you know, accept him as the Lord. They knew he was the Lord, but they wanted to confound him. But they couldn't, because the Lord confounded them and left them scratching their heads every time they tried to question him, and he just gave them an answer that they couldn't understand. They were baffled.
He spoke in parables and said it's not given to everybody to understand. You know, and then when the disciples even at one point got mad at him and said, Lord, like, you're supposed to be the savior of Israel. Why are you speaking in sayings that the people can't widely understand? And he said, it's given unto you to know the mysteries, not them.
Yeah, the wicked scribes and Pharisees, this truth ain't for them. The wicked scribes and Pharisees, they were Israelites too.
Yeah.
But they weren't marked for salvation. It was marked for destruction, man.
And
the Lord said they were going to die in their sins.
And they were proud. I
Yeah.
forget which sect it was, but you had the Sadducees, and then you had the Pharisees. One of them believed in the reincarnation, and Yahushua got them. Right?
Yeah,
Yahushua it was whatever.
Nicodemus, right? Nicodemus was one of the good Pharisees or Sadducees anyway. He was the one because he asked the Lord about that. You know, in the book of Romans, if I'm not mistaken. He said you have to be born again.
That one. Yeah, I was saying that the one I'm thinking of was the one where basically Yahushua tripped them up. Right? And he basically was like, look, all right, cool. He basically knew that they didn't want to agree to the reincarnation, right? Or something like that. So in their pride, they basically stopped. Right? They basically was like they didn't want to continue the conversation. And I believe that one ends by saying, and then they basically didn't speak to Yahushua or try to question him anymore. I think it's like Matthew 22 maybe.
So I've got something. This is
can't confound the men of the Lord, and you definitely can't confound Yahushua. He's the Word incarnated, man. You're gonna try and trip the Lord up, and he's the Word, man.
Exactly.
He has the clowns, man. But that just shows you how Jake was so carnal.
Yeah.
Just like now, Jake's carnal was all hell. You got guys out here, you know, trying to denounce certain books in the scriptures, the gospel, denouncing the book of Hebrews and all that, the writings of Paul. Because these guys are natural, man. They're not spiritual, man. They're natural brute beasts, man.
Yeah, it says natural man cannot receive the things of the spirit.
Exactly.
But they're spiritually discerned.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, so basically, this is from two sites. The one is angel.com, the other is gotquestions.org, and they both are lying. Basically, the Pharisees were focused on the law, whereas the Sadducees were more believing on the temple. The Pharisees were mostly middle class stock, whereas the Sadducees were more wealthy and upper class. The Pharisees believed in the afterlife. The Sadducees no afterlife. The Pharisees rejected the Hebrew leaders at the time. The Sadducees supported the general Hebrew leaders at the time. The Sadducees believed in the Torah alone, whereas the Pharisees basically had varied interpretations of the Torah. But the Pharisees were middle class and the Sadducees were like the upper echelon of society. But then they had the Sanhedrin where they basically were a mixed group of Jews.
Their councils and all that. You know, because the Sanhedrin didn't even really that word didn't really exist back then. They made that shit up later on. But that was their council, man. The Sanhedrin and all that. They were supposed to be the elders over the city, over Judea and all these things, over the town, over the people. They were supposed to be the righteous leaders, but then the law caught them slipping and found out that really that was all about the extremities, man, the wealth and all the material wealth, man. They was about living good. That's why they said, you know, if we accept the Lord, the Romans are going to take our seat from us, man. So they didn't want to accept the law because they want to lose all their benefits. Like you got niggas in this truth now getting 501c3 charters with the government, different camps and all that, selling out, and then, you know, butchering, you know, changing up the doctrine. Because they're in league with the Roman society, man. They're in league with Rome. They're in league with the government, man. And they don't want to lose all them benefits, the tax-free benefits and all that, all the accolades and the stardom and all that. They don't want to lose that, so they got to teach lies, man. Teach smooth things, prophesy deceits. But they're being caught out now because the things are not adding up and the scriptures are coming to pass. Like the MOT to the B being the C hip. Now you can't deny it, man. It's undeniable that the mark of the beast is the C hip. You even got Edomites and other heathen nations coming out saying the mark of the beast is here now. So what you got to say about that, man? Sooner or later, your congregation's going to be knocking on your door, asking doting about more questions and wanting real answers, man. True answers, not no bullshit philosophies about the mark of the beast is sin. You can't buy and sell with sin, man. That's BS, man.
If I can say, the scriptures speak about making covenants with these people. Now, do we have jobs or whatever? Yeah, we do. But there are certain lines that we know, we shouldn't be crossing, man.
It says using the world, but not abusing, man. Because this fashion of the world is going to pass away.
That's it.
This place is going to be, just getting ready to be judged. So why are we going to lay up all our treasures on this wicked ass place when the Lord's about to destroy it, man?
That's it. Because if I could say, like, even in this, well, let's say, you might have a brother, he's talented at football, but it's soccer as you call it. Right, and then let's say he had a Prem deal, But in the Prem deal, he's gonna have to do certain things. He's gonna have to put on the rainbow laces.
You're gonna have to become a fruit bandit, man.
You know, fruit bandit. You're gonna have to co-sign loads of different things. So it's better to not even go there in the first place. That's why it talks about letting go of this world, man.
Yeah, you know, selling your soul and all that.
Yep.
You know, they're falling into many hurtful lusts and temptations because you know, because of money, because the love of money. Not that money is wicked or evil. It says the love of money. What you're willing to do for that money, man. That's the problem. And if you're willing to sell your ass out, literally bend over and take up the rectum to get some zeros in your account, then there's something majorly wrong with you, man.
Yeah.
That means you're not right in the spirit, man. And that means you're weak and you lack faith. Because Yahweh Hashem Yoshai rewards men diligently from their faith, man.
Yeah.
Over most things, even over the law, keeping of the law regards faith more highly than just you keeping the laws, man.
Well, Hebrews 11:6. Without faith, it is impossible to please it.
Because a man's not going to be saved by keeping the law. But you got camps out here like the IUIC once again telling you got to keep the law, keep the law, keep the law. But you guys, you guys are failing in that. You're constantly breaking. You're a bunch of hypocrites, man. Outwardly, you show the presence that you're righteous, but inwardly, you got withering bones and skeletons in your closets, man. And that's why brothers is having dreams and premonitions now. You got the brother Yahweh Kanan having dreams about Bishop Nate dropping dead, man. And that can actually come to pass, man. Who knows?
Hey, man, because
Lord's judging Jake, getting ready to judge all these leaders out here. The Lord's getting ready to judge all these false camps. He said he's going to start with the house of Israel, man.
And in that dream, the Heavenly Father, if the Lord willing, it comes to pass. You know, the Heavenly Father used Nate as an example onto those that should come after him, and that should put the fear of the Lord in you, because the Lord could have you set up just to be an example. Like a sacrificial lamb, basically, ultimately.
Because he's a major leader, and everyone looks up to him, you know, of the other camps. He's got a major following, basically. And everyone looks up into him because he's got that Israelite celebrity kind of thing going on. So he's like a major influence. So if he's like one of them top celebrities in Hollywood, in Israel, basically. He's a millionaire, all that kind of shit. He got all the worldly accolades and shit. So if he drops dead, you know, a lot of people gonna be like shivering in there, shaking in their boots, man. Congregation gonna be scurrying like rats. People gonna not know where to turn and shit. They're gonna be, like IUIC will probably be done away with after that. It'll be break up. Like Comfy. When Comfy got put to death, the IGGJC, that shit got disbanded, man. That shit fell apart. So the Lord gonna smite the shepherd, and then the sheep are gonna scatter, man. That's what's gonna happen. And then you sort of the brother had the dream, said that Elder Apostle Tahar took over, and basically that's just like saying everyone's gonna come under the banner of Great Millstone, that spirit, because we push Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We gotta push that name, man. You gotta exalt and magnify those names. You can't be pushing the Most High and Christ blessed and all these other titles as the Lord's name, because that's not who's coming to deliver us, man. You got to push the true name in its entirety, man. Stop mixing and matching and mixing up them, perverting the gospel. Teach what you've been taught, man. And that's what's going to happen, man. And everyone's going to come to find out who the Lord's chosen are, starting from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. That's why the brother had the dream of Apostle Elder Tahar ruling over, taking over the IUIC. And he even said it himself, he don't want to take over. But it's just setting up the order, because he's the head in Israel right now. He's the head, man. Whether you like it or lump it, man, he's the head, man. And then it goes on down from the other apostles and elders, man. But it starts from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. No, that's where it starts. The presbytery, and everyone's gonna come to realize that in the end. Then it shall be known who am I chosen.
I'm still holding that, but
okay,
brother said that the precept.
You got a lot of precepts still.
Real quick. It's a long one, but Matthew 22.
You didn't finish reading 33, did you? See? Go ahead.
Matthew 22:14. For many are called, but few are chosen. And this goes into the Pharisees and the Sadducees, real quick. So this is from verse 15. Then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk. And they
go ahead.
Sounds as they're plotting, man.
Yep, trying to strip him up.
Scripture says, let all things be done unto edification. And that's the thing. Apostle Paul says it all the time. If someone's saying the right thing, he'll praise the people. They brought that out good.
Yeah, man. There's bare times the apostles have done that. Even with the IUIC, because we don't hate you. We're just trying to correct you, man. You know, the scriptures talk about open rebuke is better than secret love, man. If we really love your brother, you're going to rebuke him in righteousness, man. And that's what apostles and elders been doing for years, man. They've been rebuking you in righteousness, and you've just been bucking up and being proud
Yeah.
all these years, man. That's why you're getting jacked up in the flesh, man.
Yeah.
That's why you might even get put to death
Yeah.
soon, man.
And if I could say as well, what did Elder Yashawamba say at the back end of last year? It was like, I have a feeling next year is going to be the year when a lot of these other Israelite camps that ain't right, basically these things are going to start happening, man.
Good, man.
You know, so what? So for this now, to, brother, to have that dream,
Yeah,
As a warning, man.
as a warning,
straight
man.
up. Even if it don't happen, it's still a
Yeah.
warning.
You know, because this is it. We are at the end of this man's society, and there are two things that the IUIC are going majorly up on. That if they don't correct, their congregation ain't gonna make it, man.
Yeah.
Right. And the primary being the names of Yahweh, and okay, the primary being the names of the Most High, which his name is Yahweh, and his son, which his name is Yahweh Shai, man. Right.
Yeah.
And then the MOTB, right, and the MOTB, as you can see. Right, that's the way we're here.
Yeah.
Because one more, if I can say, they're basically saying allegedly, right? Another Chinese company had already done that 3 months ago. What Elon Musk is saying. So, but it goes to what we read and what we opened with.
Yeah,
Right?
they got bidding companies and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Calls it all. Right. So just like the CV, right? You had
Pfizer and all these different
and they dealt with their Western countries. China had Sinovac or whatever.
Russia
had their own. I believe India had their own version of the Astra, right? But it was still all to achieve the same purpose, right? Which we won't say, but if let's say it in the senses and everything. But the purpose was still there, and this is going to be the same thing with this MOTB, man.
Yeah, that's why they call it a new world order, because all these countries, whether they got their own version of the CHIP or not, they're gonna have their own versions of it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be putting it out, man. But either way, it's gonna go in your right hand or your left hand or in your forehead, man. Revelation 24 tells you gonna go in either hand.
Yeah.
Hands. It says plural, hands. So it can go in either your forehead, which they're showing you right now. It's going in your damn forehead. What they met upon.
Yep.
The Greek word for forehead is metapon. It's talking about the brain, man, between the eyes and your cerebellum and all that. That's talking about the brain, man. They're gonna put a C-hip right inside your fucking brain to control you like a damn computer, man. That's what it's talking about. And then you won't have to carry no more money no more. You're gonna swipe your damn forehead and then go about your business, man.
Or there's gonna be just a lot more easy. Right, because that's one of the things they keep pushing is that easy authentication.
Yeah.
Oh, someone might know your password. Oh, your account may be compromised. Oh, even in the UK, they're changing the way that the
two-factor.
When you come into Heathrow and that.
Oh yeah,
the security gates. They're changing it to be even faster.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it's all about. Convenience.
Exactly.
Fast pace. And just less paperwork, man.
Junky,
Yeah, you get rid of all that paperwork, man.
That's it.
But
that's why the scripture says at first, right? They're gonna deceive those that take the MOTB, man.
Yep.
It's gonna be said, yo, this is a thing of convenience. This is for you, right?
Yeah, they're deceiving people right now because people actually believing that's gonna be, lead to the salvation. People that couldn't, walk before and all that, or they had, they lost their legs or they're disabled some way. They take the C-hip and then all of a sudden they can see now and they can start walking again, because it's a neurological thing, like it controls your neurons and all of that,
Yeah.
So that's what it's a manipulation of, your neurological capacity of your body, man.
So, little one wants to hear the words.
Yeah, man.
Revelation
and all sorts.
That's it.
For the word.
Revelation 16:14. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty.
Yeah, so you saw this false miracles and that part of that great deceivement, like it tells in 2 Thessalonians, all deceivableness and unrighteousness, and them that perish, the 2/3 are going to end up taking it because the Lord has marked them for destruction, man. He's marked them for death.
That's it.
And for that mark, he's given them a physical mark, which is the MOT to the B. And on the other side, you got the spiritual mark, which is the Dawa, written of in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, the 4th verse, which are for the elect, the men that's been made exempt from judgment. That's not going to take the mark, the physical mark, So that's what it is. And you had the IUIC Nate and all that tried to pull out Job 20 and 40, what was it? Job 40 and 10 or 20 and 10, trying to talk about a mark and all that. That's not talk about that same mark, man. He just butchering scriptures. He talk about trying to say the mark is sin. He tried to pull out the book of Job and all that, and the Revelation 17:4, which that's not talking about the spiritual fornication in that cup. It's not talking about the mark of the beast, man.
If I can say, the scripture says, "Ye of your father the devil," right? And the reason why I say that, because that's the stuff that Esau does, right? Esau will say something that is knowingly disingenuous, right?
Yeah, misinformation.
Misinformation on purpose. The best example of that being one of the best example, a good example rather, let me put it like that, being like the gender pay gap, right? That is just him being disingenuous. He knows that it doesn't exist, but he says it in a way where, like, if you're none the wiser, you'll be taken by
these women, these silly women believe it.
Exactly.
But they're the ones that really believe in that wage gap bullshit. Man.
Exactly. Right.
They want equality, equal rights.
Exactly.
But you got your equal rights now. So now you got to join the fucking army. What about that? You got to be drafted over there to the Middle East. Now you women are complaining, saying, I don't want to be conscripted. You want to stay in the kitchen now all of a sudden. No, you wanted equality. Now you got equality, man. You can join the army like men do.
Yeah. So the reason I'm saying that once again, but that's all right. The IUIC, right? They're doing the same thing when they're bringing out precepts like that. They're being knowingly disingenuous.
Yeah. And it says, the scripture says what? The simple believeth every word.
They're adding on to the words of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
The silly women laden with what is it?
Iniquity. Yeah. Ever learning, never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
Yeah. That's it. So they're easy. They're good for basically manipulating the simple, man.
Yeah.
Like it tells you in the scriptures, man. The simple believeth every word. So if you ain't wise and you ain't got the spiritual discernment, and the Lord ain't supping with you, and you ain't got no true foundation, you're gonna believe them clowns, and you're gonna become a zombie. Yeah. That's why they're pushing that hell doctrine, and no one's questioning Nate.
Wow.
All of a sudden he's pushing hell doctrine. You can burn for 1,000 years, or after you can burn forever. But that don't make sense, because the Lord said we're gonna gain immortality, which means you're not gonna die. So how your soul gonna burn forever in hell if you're supposed to be living forever? So when are you gonna come back in the reincarnation day? Because reincarnation exists.
That's right.
So it doesn't add up. When you're ruling over a bunch of zombies, they're gonna listen to your every word and take it for granted, like you're telling them the truth.
Yeah. But they're not gonna study. They're just gonna take it on face value.
Yeah, they're not studying to show themselves approved, man. They're just a bunch of it's that herd mentality, man.
Yeah.
Bunch of bewildered sheep, and that's why when it made this chip mandatory, a lot of them people in them different camps and major mega camps, they're gonna be bugging the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
And Nate's gonna probably go into hiding if he's still around.
Remember how big the audience was just before lockdown happened, man. You know, if you remember that, all of a sudden you had people you had never seen them before, and they came to account, because that's when things start happening, then people all of a sudden wanna. But that's what it says in Hosea 5:15.
Yeah, it happened in 9/11 as well.
Yeah,
Apostles' website and all that shit went crazy. Crashed the website. People wanted to find out what was going on.
Yeah,
because what we're saying to you is we're not just making it up. This ain't no fairy tale. The Bible is a true book, man. It's a true word and testament of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So everything he said is going to happen, whether you believe it or not. So when it does come to pass, you people are going to bug the fuck out. For a lot of you, it's going to be too late. Because you was being warned, man. We're still out here warning you. But there's going to come a time when the prophets are not going to be out here anymore.
That's right.
So this is the book of Matthew, the 22nd chapter, 23. Just bringing this out because you can have rulers of people, but that don't necessarily mean that they're wise. And the Heavenly Father also don't have respect to persons. This is the same 23 in Matthew 22. The same day came him to the Sadducees, which say that there is no resurrection, and asked him. So these are the rulers that were a sect of the rulers of Israel, and they didn't even believe that in the resurrection. They didn't believe in the spiritual elements of the truth. Saying, Master, Moses said, if a man die having no children, his brother shall marry his wife and raise up seed unto his brother. Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, left his wife unto his brother.
Which that's Israelite law, right? When a man dies, right, and he's not had I forget whether it's just a man child or whether he's had a child at all.
Man child.
Then his brother basically has to go in and basically bring a child, which is the whole issue with was Onan, right? He basically went into I forget her name, right? And he was supposed to bring back his brother's seed, but he would just basically went in there for the pleasure of it. And when it was about to release, yeah, he pulled out and spoke because he didn't want to bring seed unto his brother. So the Most High smote it, man.
So it says, now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife deceased, and having no issue, left his wife unto his brother. Likewise, the second also, and the third unto the 7th. So basically, all of them passed away, and last of all, the woman died also. And you can see, like, they were trying to basically be fucking dramatic. They were saying 7 men died and the woman died, like nigga shit, basically. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? For they all had her. Yahweh
So
Shai.
it's basically trying to make the Lord go off and basically speak about adultery. Like to say, basically make it seem like adultery is lawful. They're trying to make him slip him up in his words, but the Lord caught them, man.
Yeah,
you know.
If you get these niggas doing the same thing today, man, they come with those questions trying to sound deep. You know,
Yeah, but it's all about they teach Yahweh Shai for strife and contention, man.
Yeah,
it's all about fighting. You know, not in righteousness, but trying to catch a slipping, so to speak. Trying to confound the men of the law. But you can't confound the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You can't confound the men of the Lord that are in the Holy Spirit, man. You just can't, because the Lord said He's given them an unction and they know all things. That's in the scriptures. Go ahead.
Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures.
Yeah, they err not knowing the scriptures, the spiritual understanding, man. They have basic understanding, but even with that, they have no true foundation, man. Go ahead.
Nor the power of Yahweh, for in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of Yahweh in heaven.
Yeah, because angels and spirits don't have sex, man. So that disannuls and disproves that whole immaculate conception, which is really immaculate deception, that they push in the RCC, the Roman Catholic Church, and then the plantation Christianity, when all these niggas think that the Virgin Mary actually had a virgin birth. When the word virgin just means a woman, either a young woman, which is Alma in the Hebrew, or Bafwala, which another Hebrew word, which means a woman that's never had sex before, of marriageable age. That's what the word virgin means. It doesn't mean a woman that got impregnated by an angel. They just read that angels don't have sex, man. So how the hell did Gabriel impregnate Mary? That would have been adultery.
Yep, straight up.
They even show you that in the new movie, Book of Clarence, man. They were discussing it. There was a discourse when Clarence came to visit Mary, Yahweh Shai's mother, and he was questioning the virgin birth, and she slapped him, saying, "No, he did impregnate. Gabriel did impregnate me." And then Joseph was supposed to be standing there agreeing like a simp. Like trying to play it like Jake's just always been in that simp behavior, and the nigga woman's always been in that immaculate, like she's over the man basically.
Yeah, she slapped the man.
She slapped him and said, because she was basically saying that it's disrespectful. Why are you saying that I never got birth by immaculate conception by an angel? And you said, and Clarence, even though he said he don't believe in the Most High, he said that doesn't make no fucking sense. How can you get impregnated by a fucking spirit?
Yeah,
your husband had to go into you, otherwise that's adultery.
Yeah,
so that don't make no sense. The RCC. All that plantation Christianity about immaculate conception, that's the spirit of adultery, man. They're saying that the angel had sex with Mary. That's like Greek mythology shit, man. Hercules. Zeus, came down as a bird and had sex with Hercules' mother and gave birth to him.
In ancient Israel, that would have been just straight up. Your woman turns up pregnant and it weren't you.
Yes. That don't make no fucking sense.
But the Pharisees would have had a fucking field day with that.
Yeah, she would have put her to death straight up, man. Right? Because there were certain ways. Because even in the law, even if you feel something ain't right, you're like, nah, this chick ain't right. Right? You basically go to the priest, and the priest will make a potion, right? And if her thigh rot, i.e., she gets that cellulite, right? Then you's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, she's been playing the whole, right?
Playing the harlot. And she even, in the movie, she was like very upset and all that. They don't make no fucking sense, man. You can't have, that is adultery, man.
And she slapped a man in ancient Israel.
Yeah, she slapped a man dead in his face. Say, don't disrespect me like that and all that. And that's the spirit of the nigger woman anyway. Yeah. Always against the Israelite man. But it don't make no fucking sense, man. It just shows you that that's just dogma. That's just a Greek dogma, man. And really, that all goes back to Babylonian worship anyway, man. Not Ceramicus, Nimrod, and Tammuz, Egypt, and all that shit. All that is all philosophy. It's all Jewish fables, man. Mythos, man. The word for fables in Greek is mythos. It's all myths and legends, man. That shit never happened, man. Mary did have sex. She even tried to say in the movie, "I didn't have sex." You know, she did have sex with Joseph, man. That's how Yahushua was born.
Yeah. So it says, for in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of Yahweh in heaven. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have you not read that which was spoken unto you by Yahweh, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob? Yahweh is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And when the multitude heard this, they were astonished at his doctrine. So he shut them up, man, literally by pretty much, man. What Yahweh Shai said was over their heads anyway, because at the end of the day, they weren't spiritual. They basically didn't even believe in the resurrection. They didn't believe in the spiritual faculties of the truth. And then the Pharisees heard of it. It says in 34, but when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asking him a question, tempted him and saying, Master, which is the great commandment of the law? Yahweh Shai said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord Yahweh with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
And then that's it, man. Because ultimately, if you do those things, right, but when you're doing right by your brother, right, you're not committing adultery, you're not coveting, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, right? And you're doing it's the same thing with when you love the Most High, man.
And it also starts off with being mixed with faith.
Yeah,
That's how you want to keep the laws, because you're mixed with faith, man. You actually believe, and that's what this whole thing's about, man. This whole thing, this whole ministry of ours is about actually believing and having faith in the Lord, not just saying it, you know, with your words or with your mouth, but you know, showing by deeds, man. Showing your love through deeds, which in turn, you know, you have to keep the law, statutes, and judgments to the best of your ability, but you have to actually believe, man. And that's what's going on with these camps out here. A lot of these guys don't really believe, man. They're saying the names of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. They're saying double honors to the apostles, but they ain't really got respect for the presbytery. They speak even with evil dignitaries, like I told you in Second Peter's, man. They always got something to say. You know, they always got their own version of the breakdowns of the scriptures because of that pride. So they don't really truly believe in the doctrine of Yahweh Shai, man. The gospel of Yahweh Shai, you know, because they want to, you know, basically outshine the Lord. They want to come up with their own doctrines and their own vain philosophies, and that like they're the savior of Israel, man. That's why they denounce certain gospels and so on and so forth, man. That's just pride, man.
James 2:17. Even so, if it hath not works, even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man may say, Thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I'll show thee my faith by my works.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be delivered on this side if you ain't got no faith, man. It don't matter how so-called virtuous you are in keeping the laws and all of that. If you ain't got faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, how are you gonna resist to take this to see him? You gotta have faith, man, because if you don't have faith in the Lord, you're gonna end up taking the see him. A lot of jakes are gonna run to the government, they're gonna be lining up in droves to take the damn chip because they don't believe in they don't know the Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They don't believe in the Holy One of Israel. They believe in what they see, the tangible goods, man. They believe in what Esau's presenting them. The vain miracles, man. Go ahead.
The Lord is going to push everyone into a wall real soon, right? And people are going to make that decision. The elect are going to go the way of following Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? But the rest, they're going to go the way of trying to follow this devil, man.
Yeah, a lot of them are going to give consent.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be had in derision, man. They're going to get trodden down underfoot. Because you got a guy on that path of destruction, man. You don't even know. Wide is the gate, man, that leads to destruction, man. Only on the straight and narrow, that small path, that narrow path, which is the path of the elect. They're gonna go down that straight and narrow, man, no matter how hard it gets. Even if you can't eat for a couple of days, whatever it is. But the Lord said, "My servant shall eat." While everyone else is cashing hell, you know, going through it. And the ones that's gonna be cashing hell the most are the ones that took that sea hit, man. So they're gonna get a plague in the flesh as well. A sore in the flesh, cancers and all of these different things. So they're gonna be plagued, man. They're gonna be delivered.
Yeah. Once again, those that shall seek to save their life shall lose it, man.
Yeah.
You know, because in the flesh, it will seem like, because Esau, you can imagine it, right? Esau's made it such that there's no food anywhere apart from the one a military checkpoint, right? But then to get to it and to get in and get food, you need to have the MOTB. And in the flesh, people are going to be like, look, then to actually, if I don't go and get this MOTB, then I'm going to die. Not realizing that by getting the MOTB, you're going to die.
You just guaranteed your death certificate,
Exactly.
man.
It's bad lesbians here
You
today.
just sign your death warrant, man. You know? But all these people are getting ready to be judged anyway, man. That's why they're here.
That's it.
All these 8 billion people on the earth, a lot of these billions of people are going to be put to death, man. Worldwide, but mainly over there in America. Anyone that's left on the shores of America, man, whether you got a bunker or not, all of you, you're going to be burnt, man, to a nuclear crisp. You ain't going to make it off the shores of America. The only ones that's going to make it out is the wicked elite. And they're not even in America right now. They live in different parts of the earth.
Hey, you got a term, right? ELE, extinction level event, right? And that's what's about to come to this world, man. Right? It's an extinction level event. You know, how long has it been since millions upon millions of people have dropped dead, all basically in the same a time span, man?
Since Noah's flood, man.
That's it.
That's why they call it the second death. The first death was, we'll get that, 2 Peter 3. The first death was in the time of Noah, and the second death is in the nuclear destruction, which is getting ready to come. World War III is definitely going to take place, man. All that needs to happen now is Jacob's trouble, civil war, civil unrest, and nuclear war, man. The MOT to the B being made mandatory, and then the nuclear war, and that's it. This place is sayonara, man. It's gone. It's going to be wiped out.
Yeah, we said. Yeah. So 2/3 of our people also in the land of America are going to be wiped out when the nuclear destruction comes. This is the book of Luke 13:28. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when ye shall see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets in the kingdom of Yahweh, and you yourselves thrust out. Because this goes into when Yahweh Shai was basically saying, not everyone that says unto him, Lord, Lord, I prophesied in thy name is going to be saved. You're going to have a lot of men that were dilly-dallying, playing games during times like serious times like now, ignoring signs like the dreams of righteous men, man. And it's going to come to a point in time where the Lord's going to make his move as a thief in the night, like the scripture says. And a lot of men like that are going to get caught lacking, man, when basically the wisdom of Solomon 5 occurs, and the strangeness of the salvation of the elect occurs, and ultimately they're left to die, man. It's going to be a real dire situation that people don't realize how severe the Lord's judgment is going to be when it occurs.
So we get Ezekiel 7:5 real quick in verse 6.
Yeah.
Because you know, America's marked, man. They even got a new solar eclipse that's going to happen in April, just after the Passover, a few days or weeks after the Passover, you know, which is during the springtime in April. They're saying there's going to be a big solar eclipse that's going to and it's a big X that covers the whole of America. And that ain't happened since 2017, since the last solar eclipse. That was 7 years ago. So the word 7, and this number 7 means completion. So America's marked, man. And it's not Shah season and all that. Like my man, you know, the Wizard of Oz, I call him, because they got that weird doctrine over there. They call him the Wizard, man. The Wizard of Oz, with those weird doctrines about Jerusalem's in Ghana and all these different things.
Yeah, that's
Africa's the Holy Land. Shah season.
Just swing it
It's not
round.
the spiral. I was like, bro, everything this guy does is irksome, man. When you look at him doing these, it even sounds irksome, man.
Yeah.
It's like you sound weird, man. You can't just stagger it. You got to spiral it. How are you gonna hurt?
Yeah.
Bro, you sound
You
weird,
can't just
bro.
stick it in. You got to rotate it.
Man's actually wiggling in front of the camera like a madman. It shows you ain't got no, like, you got a spirit of a Hamite. You are Jake, but you got the spirit of a Hamite on you, man. The way you're moving and the way you talk, man. You have got that, because you push the Africanism so hard.
So you
might as well join fucking Kemet, man.
Yeah, he's always been on.
You're on this Pan-African shit. I remember when you used to wear the dashiki garments and you actually put borders and fringes on this shit, man. But it's actually a dashiki Ghanaian kind of garment, but you put borders and fringes on it, like to say you can. You know, you're on that Africanism shit. Since you're on this Pan-Africanism Kemet shit, just go to some Sarnet and join this shit, man.
Yeah.
Fuck all this. You trying to bring Hebrew Israelites to Africa? We're not African, man. This ain't Marcus. This ain't the Garveyites and all that. Marcus Garvey trying to go back to Africa and all that. We ain't going back to Africa.
Yeah.
Africa's not the fucking motherland, man. Jerusalem is nowhere near Ghana.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
Man said, if I tell you where Jerusalem is, your eyes are gonna put back your head and all that. See, when I told my when he told one of his congregation, so when I told him where Jerusalem is, he couldn't believe it.
You know, Like
You're joking, man.
you know when you get them, them people try to scoff this truth, right? That will be like one of them parodies. Like if the
Yeah.
BBC was to do a parody of the truth, it
Yeah,
will be
like what Mike Epps did. Brian Smiley, whatever his name, got dropped dead. Yeah, it's a parody, man.
Yeah.
Can't take you niggas serious,
Yeah.
man. Can't
Bro.
take you niggas serious, man. You guys are making this Israelite thing look like a damn joke. Because guys will listen to you and actually believe that madness you're talking. And the other guy, he was like saying, yeah, the Red Seas and the River Jordans and the Congo and all that. Like, just pushing bare madness. Like, I had a dream and I couldn't believe it. When I saw the map, the River Jordan is right there in the Congo. And we're like, I was like, man, you gotta go bongos for brains, man. You niggas got cashew nuts for brains, man. Are you fucking crazy? Africa is not the motherland, man. That is not Jerusalem. That is not the land of Israel. There's no way in hell that is, man. You know? And Shah season. It's not Shah season. It's Star season. Because as I said, America's have been marked with the Star. The mark, the end of the 22nd character, which is the X, so to speak, marks a spot, which is the solar eclipse that's going to hit America after the Passover, man. So it's Star season, not Shah season. So you guys are going out, man. You guys are bugged out anyway, man. You're getting ready to be destroyed, man, because you guys are you're perverting the gospel. You're disrespecting all the elders and apostles and all that. Yeah. Talking about the apostles and elders in Europe, because Asian Minor, 7 churches was in Asian Minor. So the apostles can't be in America and all that. You guys are numbskulls, man. Yeah. It says that we're going to prophesy to the end of the world. Where was this truth rebirthed? It was rebirthed in America. It didn't come out through the fucking in Europe.
I've got something real quick. Because he was basically that guy that he had a dream that the thingy was in Congo, right? It says Jeremiah.
Yeah, that guy's a clown. All of them are clowns, man. And the other guy, he's just waiting to leave, man. He's the guy with the plaits that doesn't speak. He's just that they're like a damn like a sentinel and all that. Just standing there waiting to be given orders. He's waiting. One day he's gonna leave that camp because I can see it in his eyes, man. He doesn't believe what my man's saying. He knows what he's talking about. He's bare bugged out. He's just waiting for the opportunity to just leave one of these days, man. He's gonna end up leaving you guys.
No.
He was pulling at that damn board and drawing and writing shit, and he's always like, he's questioning what in the spirit, even though he hasn't come out with it yet. But he's gonna end up leaving you guys anyway, man. Obviously, already see that in the spirit. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 23:25, and I have heard what the prophet said that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed.
Yeah, bugged out Jakes, man. Yeah. Coming out with that Africanism type Pan-African spirit, man. We ain't going back to no fucking Africa, man. We don't want to go back to Africa. Those Africans, those Hamites, sold us into slavery. So why the hell do we want to go back there? That's not our land. We invaded Africa in 70 AD. We invaded another people's land and we took over, man. That's what we did. So they got us back by selling us to the damn Europeans. Because they wanted us out of their land, man, because we was prospering. Anytime Jake go anywhere, they prospered, man. They didn't like the fact that we was prospering in their land like that, man. Ghana and all these different places, the Congo, all these different places in West Africa. We was prosperous, man, as a people. We was innovators, creating stuff. They didn't like that shit, man. So they had us enslaved. Sold us for musket guns and wine, man, to the damn devil. And them Arabs, man, Ishmael as well. Them devils, someone get Joel 3 and 3. You Arabs as well, you ain't gonna escape, man. You guys fighting over there in Palestine. You're going into slavery too. It's Tyre and Zidon, all the coast of Palestine. The Ishmaelites, you're going into slavery too because of what you did to the true nation of Israel, which is Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You conspired with the damn devil to put us into slavery too. So you gonna pay as well with the Grecians, man.
I think that was my man's dog. I think he set his woman out this week.
Yeah, let him scatter, man. Yeah, he said the woman come to spy out.
Yeah. I'll start from 2, Joel 3 and 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
She came to spy out the camp like Rahab the harlot. But she ain't doing righteousness though. She might get judged for that. Go ahead.
Hey, Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, which means the Heavenly Father's judgment. Yeah, because he's gonna basically bring all the nations there to jack them up for the hell that they've put on our people across the generations and years.
Verse, Joel 3 and 3.
Yeah, as they're coming into it real quick. And we'll plead with them there for my people.
Go into it. That's what I want. Read that. Verse 3.
Yeah. Go on. Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
Yeah, so that was what they did in slavery. They put us on auctioning blocks, you know, and these devils think they're gonna get away with that, man. Because they're still conspiring, they're still selling Jakes to this day, man. Jake's still going through that slavery one way or another. Jakes are
Yeah,
still
the
getting
after
lynched
effects
and
of
hung and all that, and different down south and all these different things. All those bodies that turn up, 250 bodies. A lot of them were Jakes, man, in shallow graves that was hidden behind a jail, dug in behind the jail. Those are a majority of those people that was dug up, Jake's dead Jake's bodies, man. So Jake's still catching that treatment from the devil, the so-called white man. Slavery hasn't stopped yet, man, until Yahweh Shai comes, really. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, yea, and what have you to do with me, O Tyrians, Zidon?
Yeah,
And
even lately, Sluck here, going back to the border, there've been mad reports about children, Mexican children, all that on the border getting kidnapped, child trafficked and all that, getting mutilated and there's left for dead on the roads. Those are the Israelites, man. Little Issacharite babies and all that. Majority of the children that are getting taken and trafficked are Israelites, man. At the border and that, and no one's coming to their aid.
Well, that was that film Get Out, man.
Get Out, that new one with Mel Gibson, the new one that was talking about that came out a couple months back.
Oh, that one, yeah, saying. Oh, yeah. That one, yeah, I know the one. I forget his name. Yeah.
Whatever that name, I can't remember
Jim
the name.
Caviezel one.
Yeah, the Jim Caviezel one, and that shit's still going on to this day. There's still children over there getting trafficked and all that at the border and all that, man. And no one's doing shit about it, man.
Yeah, because the Jake, they want the Jake organs, man.
And that's the black market right there. That's heavy business. That's multi-billion dollar type business over there. So that's never gonna stop. So we're still in captivity to this day, man. We are yet this day in our captivity, like it tells you in the book of Baruch.
How do you think Rockefeller had like 9 hearts transplants or something, whatever it is they said?
When Philip that had how many transplants before he dropped dead? Philip and all that. Even this guy Charles is just in hospital.
Yeah,
prostate cancer and all that madness.
Yeah, it's mad because 3 of them are basically in hospital at the same time, man. You know, it was Kate was in hospital, Charles was in hospital,
Dutch bitch was in hospital, Fergie was in hospital.
Fergie was in hospital. You know, so the Lord is saying something, man.
Yeah, they're not the people of the Lord. They're not the royal people of the Lord. They're a bunch of imposters and thieves and robbers. And really, they're German, man. Because they changed their name during the 19th century. The Saxe Coburg, they changed their name in the 19th century, the 1800s, to the Windsor family, because they didn't want people to know that it was German. That's why they changed their name. Because if they was German, then they didn't have no rights to the British throne, man.
That's right.
How the fucking a German family gonna take over the British throne? And they go back to the Temanites, man.
Yeah.
Which really those Germans, a lot of them go back to Amalek, man. German scientists and all that. Even though Hitler was killing a lot of them Germans go back to fucking Amalek, man. Like the royal family, they go back to the so-called small hats, man.
Yes, sir.
The Rothschilds, where was they founded? In Germany. Mao Shao Bauer, whatever his name was. They was founded in Germany, man. And they're small hats.
Yep.
So a lot of them Germans, man, a lot of them go back to Amalek as well. The Temanites and all that, some of them. So they're trying to escape judgment, man. Trying to run from their identity, but their judgment's coming, man.
Yeah. And it's funny because Esau wants to be everyone on the face of the planet Earth. You watch, what is it, the Last Samurai's Esau.
Yeah, right? Tom Cruise and all that.
You know, Tom Cruise, which, you know, we know he's a Jake and everything.
Yeah, he'll be Genghis Khan, all of these. Yeah, you know,
he'll be everyone.
Except who he is, like Esau Edom.
Yeah.
Won't be everyone under the damn. You be Moses, you be fucking Yahweh Shai, call yourself Jesus the Christ and all that. White hair, blonde hair, blue eyes. But you'll never call yourself Esau Edom though.
That's it.
Hey, this is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
We'll go back to Joel 3 after.
Gone. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Yeah, you've been doing that, man. Stealing other people's identities, stealing their resources, and then loaning it back to countries because you want to, save face. You're seeking to please the poor. You stole them Ghanaian jewels from the Ashanti kings over 100 years ago, and now you're talking about you're going to loan it back to Ghana. Why don't you just give them back their own property that they worked hard for and made themselves? You didn't make it. You just stole it, man. Sticking it in, putting it in your damn museums, man. Acting like you built all this. Everything in that damn British Museum you stole, man.
If I could say though, this is the same Edomite that when you go on the comment board, but you guys never built anything. So why is all our stuff in the British Museum
Well,
then?
if you don't like it, you can go.
Yeah. Why is it in the Louvre? Why is it in the Met? Right?
Yeah.
Why are
Met
all
Gala and
the
all these
Met,
good things.
all of these things? Right? But Jake didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Why is it wherever you guys are, it's all destroyed? Well, because under the curses, that's your answer.
You sacked
Because
everything,
of
man.
that,
sacked
because you sacked
everything.
everything.
You stole everything you take. Go back into Joel 3. It tells you.
Yep.
You taking my goodly and pleasant things, took in the Lord's treasures, you stuck it in the museum. That's why the Lord didn't want you to find certain bodies of certain prophets. You end up sticking those in the museum. You find the body of Moses, you already know you're going to cremate him or stick him in a plastic bowl or something or do something.
Yeah,
a
do
coffin.
rituals.
Yeah. Try and pray, pray over the body and all that. Try to have sex with the corpse.
Yeah.
You know, Esau's a sick being, man.
He would.
No, the Lord ain't let you get your hands on the Ark of the Covenant. You ain't getting your hands on under those things, man.
Imagine that.
You already saw what happened in the movie. Touch the Ark of the Covenant, you niggas turn into dust.
Yeah. Well, because that's what was happening to them bloody Hamites, man.
Yeah, they got plagued with hemorrhoids, man.
They got plagued.
They got plagued with hemorrhoids, the shitters, man.
And then it got so bad. If I remember the story, got so bad. I was like, "Nah, we need to return this,
Yeah,
man."
you need to return
It was like, "Nah, we done
But
fucked
Jake
up."
got put to death for just lifting it off the ground.
Yeah. Well, stopping it from falling.
Yeah, which brought in the borders of the fringes and the border of blue. So I was remembering the law not to break it. If that happened to a Jake, how the hell were Hamite gonna put his hands and steal the damn Ark of the Covenant, man, and try to take it for themselves? The Lord had to plague them Hamites, man.
Yeah.
And anyone else that tried to put their hands on the Ark, man. Because that Ark is only for the nation of Israel, starting with the Levites. But even with that's done away with now. Because we have the order of Melchizedek. So not only it's not up to just the Levites anymore.
Yeah, the whole nation of
The
kings
priesthood and all that. We're gonna be a nation of kings and priests when the kingdom is initiated, man, on earth. We're gonna be a righteous kingdom, man. So we're all gonna be nation of kings and priests, man. So that order's not gonna be there anymore. So we're under the order of Melchizedek. But anyway, go back to Joel 3.
Yeah, Joel 3 and 4. Yea, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine?
Yeah, and who's in those regions right now? The Arabs, man. So it's talking about Ishmael. Ishmael's gonna go into slavery too. Because you was in endeavors, you endeavored with the so-called small hats who finance slavery to put us on them boats, man, and ship us around the four winds of the earth. So you gotta pay like them other fucking devils too, man.
And them Ishmaelites went in on Jake too.
Yeah, they was castrating Jake, all that. And they still got Jakes over there now.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia area and all that. Arab, the Daleks, the cities, you know, the Punjabis, they're Israelites, man. Even though Punjabi goes back to Elam, Iran and all that. The Elamites basically. The Indians, so to speak. Elam. But they're Israelites, man. The Punjabis, man. Majority of those people. That shows that Jake got shipped over there, man.
Yeah. Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Yeah, so it's called a righteous recompense, judgment, man. You got to pay for what you've done. You reap what you sow. That's what's coming to you, damn heathens, man. You ain't gonna escape shit.
Yeah.
You have to pay, man. Just like Esau's got to pay, you other nations got to pay too.
That's it.
Because you have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things.
And that's literal, man. That's twofold. You actually took us, which took our goodly and pleasant things like the Arch of Titus to show you them taking the Torah out of the temple. So you took the Lord's goodly and pleasant, goldly, and all these precious metals and stuff. You took that into your own temples. You stole all these resources from us and stuck it in your damn museums for entertainment, people's entertainment. And also where the Lord's goodly, precious and goodly present things, man. Where apple of the Lord's eye, we're likened unto the Lord's jewels in the scriptures. The Lord says he's gonna make up his jewels. You know, the jewels that have dross. So Jake is likened unto jewels as well. So you taking these goodly, pleasant things, literally, man. So you got to pay for that.
Yeah, the Lord's gonna do you worse than he did Belshazzar. And Belshazzar had the cups from the house of the Lord, and you know the righteous ornaments, basically having his prostitutes drink out the cups of the Lord. So then the Lord had it writing appear on the wall, and on that very same night, man, the judgment came down upon him. It's gonna be similar to that, but worse for a lot of you.
Is there any more on that?
Yeah. One sec. It says, and have carried into my temples my goodly, pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians.
So that's all 12 tribes. You just gave an example of what you did to the so-called African Americans, which are the House of Judah, and I gave an example of Jerusalem, which represents the Northern Kingdom, going into Issachar, the Mexicans. How you're still selling those children, man? You're trafficking the children, which are Israelites, man, Israelite babies. They're getting slaughtered out there, man, on the borders, man, and no one's coming to their aid.
Yeah.
All they keep crying about is closing the border, or opening the damn fucking border, man.
Yeah.
And all that shit's gonna lead us to a civil unrest anyway, civil war, because all them immigrants that are coming in, they're gonna have to join the U.S. Army now.
And Esau's doing that on purpose, man. He's specific, like for instance,
And the
closing
police
schools.
as well. They're gonna join the police
Yeah.
and the U.S. Army. Apostle Elder Tar brought that out last night. They're doing that conscription over there in America too.
Yep.
There's gonna be homeland terrorism going on.
That's it.
Domestic terrorism, man, by their own fucking government.
Stirring up the people, man. The scripture says the heart of this man is deep. He knows what he's doing. Like from time you're closing schools to house, so-called illegals, right? You know what that's gonna do to the home population. Because that's the thing. You may just think of, none of us have children, right? But it's like you may just think of it as just the schools closed. But no, that means that's a whole load of parents that can't go to work that day.
You're shutting down the society.
Exactly. Esau knows what he's doing. He's stirring up the minds of the people because he's got a plan. He's got an agenda.
Yeah, that immigration thing is a big problem, man. Even over here, when immigration started going like majorly going heavy with the Europeans and that, everyone's crying. These Edomites were crying. The EDL, English Defence League, was saying all these fucking immigrants, they're taking our jobs and all that. It was crying, man. Yeah. Because it causes destabilization in society. And it fucks up the classes and all that.
Yeah. And if I can
and then the immigrants end up getting more benefits than a fucking homeland citizen.
Yep.
That's what they're crying over there in America. How are you going to give all these immigrants all these benefits and pain? Yeah. And the fucking American citizens getting scraps, man, for metal.
Yeah. Well, they gave them Ukraine billions, man.
Yeah.
They could have actually solved, and financially it's proven they could have done it twice over and solved homelessness in America with the money that they gave to Ukraine for war.
Yeah. That's why all this is going to lead into that civil unrest, which could happen 2023, the hopeful year of 2024, Salaki, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. And it's going to happen all before or after the Passover. Yeah. It looks like it's going to happen after Passover because major events always take place after the Passover, man.
Well, same with the CV. It was a similar.
With the CV, the lockdowns and all that.
Because and once again, it was similar time periods. There was a rumbling in the world about, there's this thing happening over there. Like we don't know how serious it is, but we know it's happening. But by the time of the Passover, right, it was like, yo, this is serious.
Major event,
and afterwards, boom, lockdown.
Yeah, I remember the last Passover, we were saying, Lord willing, man, something major's gonna happen. It's in the air, and brothers prayed on it. And then a couple days after,
worldwide WHO alerts and shit. Everyone's going crazy, seeing like zeros on the screen. Everyone's frightened. Fear mongering was going on heavy.
We were
saying all these numbers was all the people were dropping dead, thousands or hundreds of thousands of people lining up in hospital, going to the hospital, seeing no queue, seeing no one there, no sirens, nothing, man. Everything's business as usual. Where they're hyping it up on the fucking news, and people are believing the bullshit. They're running around with dog muzzles in their face. You can't stand next to a person, can't come close to a person anymore.
Yeah, traffic
2 feet apart, all this bullshit. You can't come out your house no more. All this BS restrictions and austerity measures because people believe in the fear-mongering of the damn devil. But they're going to do it again with the sea hit. We don't know what event it is going to be, but it's going to be another Black Swan event. And it could happen in the next couple of weeks and months. And it's going to cause a major downfall and change in the world where the whole system's going to change overnight again.
And this is it. Like people are still pissed at the whole lockdown situation, man. They're like, look, we ain't going to go through that again.
Yeah, and that's why they're going to have to do it by force this time. And they're going to have to ante up all the pestilences. Make sure people are actually dropping dead by the millions. And even brothers saying off camera and all that, there's a pestilence that's going around right now. Little winter pestilence, but no one's really talking about it. But there's something going on, and something's in the air. Esau's testing shit, man, as usual, man. He's always trial and error and everything, man, out here. So, the next one event is coming, man. And this society is not going to be the same. Everything's not going to be business as usual anymore. Things are going to change dramatically. People are actually going to check their behavior patterns and all of that, and people won't actually change into fucking robots out here, man.
Isn't it? Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
We can't wait because we can see it in these people.
Yeah, man. Gone.
You can see that they've got that side of them, right? And especially the Lord has opened up our eyes such that we know what an Edomite. People, you're gonna have Jakes that are gonna be surprised when their local Edomite, a person near them or whatever, you basically start seeing them being devilish. But we're like, bro, we told you he's the devil.
Yeah. When the
Esau's putting
chips
it
are
out there
down,
now.
Yeah.
these people.
Esau's not even hiding it now. He's out there flaunting that they worship Satan, man. Putting it on TV, all of that. Now.
Man, this year so much stuff has happened. He's even
The
forgot that.
revelation.
Yeah,
It's a
actually,
revelation, man.
that reminded me.
Revelation.
Reminded me real quick.
Yeah,
Even on the topic of war, you had Israel do another strike on Gaza, but they hit a Belgian government building. So now you got it to where the Israeli representative diplomat in Belgium is being summoned up basically by the government there because they're basically crossing the fact that they struck one of their targets, and that goes into pretty much the infighting that you're gonna have amongst the nations that make up the beast as well, man.
Yeah, man. That whole situation over there in Levant, man. The Middle East is a hotbed of war right now, and it's only going to intensify. These people don't even know what the hell's going on. They're just out here enjoying their lives, not knowing that those missiles are going to be flying at their doorstep soon, man. And it's the prophecies, man. The Lord said this is going to happen. You just read it. You got into it. The Joel, the third chapter.
There's more.
You know, the Lord's gathering the nations to pour upon them his indignation. So there is going to be a major conscription. People are going to be drafted over there to the Middle East. Whether you like it or not, you women, you're going over there. You were fighting for equality, all this BS running your mouth, feminism this, feminism that. You're going over there to fight for your fucking country now. They call it the civil army. You know, it's called the civil army, right? Citizens army. Yeah, they call it the citizens army. You people are going over there to fight for your citizenship, whatever homeland you come from, whether America or the UK, whatever, man.
Well, but that's the whole thing as well with NATO, right? Because although right now, I think when they started bombing the Houthis, right? Allegedly, right? You had America ask a few nations to join, but only England said yes, right? But if America basically invokes Article 5 of the NATO Charter, then guess what? All of those NATO countries have to go in.
That's Jeremiah 49.
And then they're going to be like, man, we don't want to defend this home, man. Why are you like that? Like, why are you doing this?
It's the provocation.
You know,
they're provoking all these other nations to get involved in a war that they don't want to be involved in because they're all made an agreement through the NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, to fight one another, fight for one another, especially against Russia and Russian interference, man. Because Russia's the major threat to the whole NATO organization, so they have to fight. Because Russia's going to get involved in the situation over there in Levant, because Iran's part of the BRICS now. Saudi Arabia's a part of the BRICS. So that's a major conflict, man. And you know, it talks about the Carmenians in the book of 2nd Ezra 16. If brothers want to grab it,
I'll get that.
You know, and the dragons of Arabia, like they're going to play a major part in this World War III too, man, as well as Russia. So America's fucked, man. America's through. The Carmenians are coming for your ass. Them Iranians, you can't fuck with Iran. That's why everyone's saying, if you fuck with Iran, it's basically it's over. Even as small as Iran is, you can't fuck with that desert, man. Those desert people are on another level.
And it was, once again,
it was just so lucky. It's just like when Russia was trying to conquer Afghanistan back in the day. They couldn't do it, man. It was too dense. They just couldn't take over that landmass, man. Them Arabs, even though there was a bunch of sand niggas, there was too defensive over there in that land, man. Even the Russians couldn't fuck with it.
The apostles, I forgot what the apostle basically repeated the saying that Afghanistan is where empires go to die.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Iran. You ain't gonna win no war with Iran, man. You can strike as many as soon as you try and take it to that next level, which Biden's gonna do because he's a clown anyway, and he's doing the bidding of the wicked elite. But they think that they're gonna win this war. They ain't gonna win this war, man. All you're gonna do is put yourself down that rabbit hole, and it's gonna spiral out of control, and you're gonna lose your hands, man. You're gonna lose your grip on this war, and on the fact that you're the good guys. Everyone's gonna realize that you're the fucking problem, man.
If I could slack it, it's right now more and more people in the world are starting to look down on these Edomites, man.
America especially.
America especially. It's like they hate America, hate the state of Israel, right? And then these Edomites in general, because they're like, you lot are the problem in the world.
You're leading us into wars that we don't want to get into.
We don't want to get into, man. Right? Same thing with what you just said there about how, like, they could have, with all the money they gave to Ukraine, which the information came out that in like the first couple of days of the Ukraine war, there was a peace deal, and then Boris Johnson said no,
carry on the war, you know?
carry on the war, because for them, one, it's a sacrifice. They like, but they don't. The scripture says, "Sith that has not hated spilling blood." Right, which
blood shall pursue.
And that was all a waste of time anyway, because Ukraine's already lost that war.
They lost
how many soldiers in that endeavor and all that. So it was just a waste of time for the past 2 years, them even getting into a conflict with Russia. They should have just gave up the land in the first place, because it belongs to the Soviet Union anyway, which is Russia headquarters. So they should have just given up anyway. They would have wasted. It would have saved a lot of money, and saved. They would have saved a lot of fucking money. All that wasted finance and weapons and all that, just to lose bare soldiers and lose the whole fucking conflict in the first place.
Exactly. And once again, as Bob said, they could have solved the homelessness in America twice over. Yeah, and this is what people are starting to see. Right, they're starting to be like, wait, you and the Apostle Rhyme Lab did a video years ago, right? That this man has it in his power to do better. However, in his spirit, he cannot. Right? You know,
it's the wicked.
Even on the point of the healthcare, bro, 26 million people in the States can't afford to call ambulances. Like I posted in the chat earlier. The NHS over here is completely fucked up. You go to hospital now, you're going to be waiting at least 3 hours to be seen in an emergency. They could have solved all of that over, but they didn't, man.
And the healthcare isn't free in America either, so it's even worse. So and all this, all this is to say, like it tells you Revelation 17:16, the 10 horns are going to hate the whore. America's going to come to the point where even their own allies are going to be like, you know what, fuck America, fuck the land of Israel. These guys are the major problem of the earth. Let's just bomb their asses to hell and back. Go ahead.
Obadiah 1 and 7. I'll start from 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought out?
By the prophets, by the men of the Lord, the mouthpiece of the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai through the Ruach Kodash. That's how the things of Esau have been searched out. Because before the apostles and elders of Great Millstone came on the YouTube in 07, he was talking about Esau Edom. No one even heard about Esau Edom before. As soon as they mentioned Esau Edom, the people's antennas started going up. We wanted to know who is Esau Edom talking about. They didn't come to find out this is a so-called white man's heritage. That's his forefathers right there. These red people on the earth. And then that's why Esau's fighting tooth and nail to hide this truth, man, to hide from the identity, because he doesn't want people to know that he's the Edomites. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. But before that, before 07, who was talking about Esau Edom? Who searched out these things and brought them up? Other than the apostles and elders of Great Millstone through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the Kako Dutch.
And if I can add as well, the Lord had the spirit of truth just start coming up into the world after that time as well. You know, around about or after, whenever it was. But because you also
truth was around since the 70s, but things started to accelerate.
Now, I was even just talking about how the Lord then started having these truthers more and more at the same time. We understand certain of them go off.
Now they call them woke people.
But it was that same scripture says, what, Psalm 64, right? Their own tongue shall fall upon themselves.
64 and 8.
But that's a prophecy as well. It says the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared.
The lies, the deceit should be quenched.
That's it.
So that's because this whole society is built off lies, deceit. So Esau's lies have been quenched now with this truth. That's why everyone's coming to find out the so-called white man is not the Most High and the Lord. That those are false images, man. The Lord does look like a so-called black man. The Heavenly Father also looks like a so-called black man. The angels look like so-called black men. People are coming to find this thing out. The history that has been lied upon has been whitewashed. Esau didn't rule during the Dark Ages, the Middle Ages, what they call the Byzantine Empire. Israelites was ruling. Like the truth has been coming out, man. It's like a tsunami wave of truth, and Esau's trying to put a plug on it, and he can't.
That's it. Verse 7 of Obadiah 1 and 7 says that all the men.
And then at the same time, Shalakia, the elect are waking up around the four winds. So Esau's fucked on all corners, man, in terms of righteousness and this word coming back out. You can't stop it, man.
You can do nothing against the truth but for the truth.
There you go. Go ahead.
It says, all the men of thy confederacy
You got water?
Yes. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Yeah, them Israelis, man, they're leading themselves down a spiral tunnel that they can't get out of, man. They're leading themselves down a tunnel that they ain't gonna be able to get a hole. They ain't gonna be able to dig themselves out of. That's why the Lord said that Babylon's not gonna be healed.
Yeah.
It's not going to be healed this time, man. In Revelation 30, he told you that first wound, that deadly wound was healed. And then Esau resurrected himself through the Renaissance period. And they came back through Europe. And then America was birthed through UK. The eighth head that came back, the seven, that deadly wound was healed. But the Lord said this time that wound is not going to be healed, man. You know, there's going to be no balm for you devils. You're going to go down that hill, down that ditch, and you're going to stay down there until that nuclear destruction hits your asses, man. That's what's coming. That's all that's left for America. Is nuclear missiles, man. What else is left? Go ahead.
Hold on, real quick. 2nd Ezra 6:28. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared.
Yeah, the truth is being declared now, man, because you got the prophets out here on the highways and byways telling you that this place is about to be destroyed. And then for those that don't want to take heed and don't want to listen, you're just going to be casualties of war. We're out here, we've given the message, man. All we out here to do is, you know, give the message. We're like spiritual weathermen, man. We're giving you the forecast of the future. If you don't want to listen, you have to deal with the weather when it hits. That's it. The storm's coming. This is the calm before the storm, man. But Jake like to live in ignorance. But that's between them and the Lord, man. We're doing our bit. We're doing our part.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 15:30. Also the Carmanians, right? Which Carmania, just the other day, a couple of weeks ago, at the memorial for General Soleimani, right? That was in Kerman, right? And Kerman is basically Carmanian and Kerman. It's the same thing. It's the same name, right? It's that region, but basically telling you that it's referring to that place called Iran, right? It says, raging in wrath, right, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Yeah, read that again, Salakia. The Syria is talking about America today. Go ahead.
It says also the Carmanians,
which is the modern day Iranians, Elamites, if you will, the spawn of Elam, so-called modern day Indians, which those Iranians were in ancient times, it was called Persians. You know, because Persia's written of in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Go ahead.
Raging in wrath shall go forth.
Raging in wrath, so they ain't gonna be pleasant. That's why the whole fleet is going in. They're in the Red Sea, striking different boats, hitting up different boats. All these different cargoes are getting stopped by the Houthis, by rebels, man. These are just rebels with guns, man. These ain't no top militias or major armies. But they just got they got the know-how, man. And they got the backing by Russia and certain other counterparts that are backing them for this war.
Even the Gaza's military, right? You know, them man, I don't want to say the word. You know how YouTube do, but them man there
fucked up by Hamas and all that.
Well, yeah, you both said it.
So-called Hamas. You know,
but them Israeli soldiers, man, they're getting. I mean, you see clips where the guy, right, allegedly just goes up, drops a little grenade into he walks up to the tank and drops a grenade into it, and then it blows up.
Because at the end of the day, those people, they're weak. Edomites are weak. They're weak.
Esau's not a warrior. The only time they ever had warriors, like they just showed you the new Netflix, Alexander the Greek. But even in that, man, they're just showing you Esau was on that Batty Man vibe, man. They're showing him as a freak bandit, kissing men and all that. That's what they was concentrating on more than him actually conquering over there in that known world at that time. Because he was a top fruit boy, you know, the Athens, you know, boy lovers and all that shit. They was into that shit back in that they even tried to say in the documentary they didn't know what to call that homosexuality. They didn't know what to call it back then. It's called sodomy, man. It's called illicit lust. It's called uncleanliness, man. That's what it's called. It's called having demons on your ass, man. It's called homosexuality. That's what it's called. He didn't know what to call it back then in ancient Greece. But, you know, men were just, you know, lovers and all that, doing their thing. No, that shit is wickedness, man. But that's what they're concentrating on with this Alexander the Greek guy. But that's the only time you can ever say, or Julius Caesar, Esau was a conqueror of the earth. Because he actually did conquer. He actually did have like a warrior mentality. But other than that, Biden, this guy can't even stand up straight, let alone, you know, not lead an army into a fucking war, man. You don't even know how to say war properly, man, whatever.
Esau's got power of the world only because the Lord gave him that power, right? But this is it. It's there's a
by the push of a button now. Esau
Right.
goes to war by the push of a button now, dropping drones and all that.
It's not even hand-to-hand combat.
He ain't right, like in the ancient world, he used to ride on a horse. He'd be frontlining. The frontline now is the citizens now. Your frontliners are your citizens getting slaughtered out there, farmers and shit like that.
And I was thinking of the precept was something like, by my hand have I done this, or something like that. Esau really thinks that he's gotten this world by his own you know, his own capabilities,
Yeah.
right? But he's not understanding it's the Most High. The scriptures say,
Yeah.
right? He giveth it to the basis of men, all to show his power.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right?
well, the Lord gave him that power of technology, you know, and it got to his head, you know, got to his head, and now he's power hungry and thinks he's going to conquer the whole world because he's got that technology. When, you know, the Lord can just take that shit away from you, and he's going to. And when you're about to fill your belly, then the Lord going to take your gifts and your blessings away from you. The blessing of the sword, you're going to lose all that power, man. Your power of deception, you're starting to lose that already. People are not trusting you no more. They don't believe in your democracy and all that BS no more, all your philosophies. So people are coming to find out it's all BS. The nations are mad.
I've got more on second answers, but
Yeah, going back to the Houthis and all that. Iranians, you can't fuck with them. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got this quick one on what I just quoted. This is Isaiah 10:13. For he saith, by my strength, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, I have removed the bounds of the people and have robbed their treasures.
Yeah, well, the Lord gave you that power, though.
That's it.
You didn't create it yourself. That's how proud you devils are, man. That's why the Lord said that they that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, you know, you're very proud, but the Lord gonna bring your asses down. Back to the basis of men that you are. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, and I have removed the bounds of the people and have robbed their treasures, and have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man.
Yeah, robbed their treasures. We just mentioned about the British Museum. You stole all the people's resources and all their goodly precious ornaments and stuff, and you stuck it in their museums, you know, as an act of, you know, celebration of conquering nations. But you know, the scripture says you're gonna vomit them up, man. All the riches that you stole, you're gonna vomit them up. You know, you're gonna repay what you owe and then some. Especially to the children of Israel.
Back in 2 Ezra 15, I'm gonna start at 30 again. It says, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood.
So they're gonna be wild, man. That's why they're attacking different ships over in the Red Sea, and the US and the UK didn't know how to react. So they just had to go. They had to go take it to the next level, which is going to lead them down a deeper ditch of destruction that they can't get themselves out of. Now you're attacking 85 different fucking sites in Iraq, Syria, and all these different places, Yemen and all that. You're attacking different places. You're going overboard with it because you don't know how to fucking conduct yourself in war.
And then threatening them, saying if you respond, we're gonna hit Iran itself.
See, so all these threats, man, they're gonna be answered for. Because you can't just trash talk and make threats anymore. Once you do an act, now you got people gonna retaliate, man. You gotta expect a retaliation.
What's the saying? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Every act has a retaliation. So you keep, you know, shooting down, you know, doing all these air attacks and all the airstrikes. You know, there's gonna be major retaliations, man. You're gonna have to deal with it.
100%.
You're gonna have to deal with them casualties now, man. They was bugging out over the 3 soldiers that dropped dead, which they shouldn't have been over there in the first place. You stupid ass niggas. Showing you that 2/3 of Jake. They got a lot of them are gonna be shipped over there to the Middle East, and they're gonna go over there to die.
Do you remember that Jake, man? It was an American serviceman, and like his face was gone, like his face was all like melted in it. But he was still wearing the uniform, right? Still proud, right? And he's like, people ask me how I drink, and then it was madness.
There's a lot of Jakes like that, walking around with missing limbs, you know, on the dole. Sleep. A lot of them are homeless. A lot of them veterans and all that. They're bugged out, suffering from heavy PTSD because they've seen shit over there. People's bodies blowing up, little children's bodies getting mutilated and blown up to smithereens. They're having sleepless nights because they went into a legal war thinking it was fighting for patriotism. It was all bullshit. You're fighting for the queen or the king, or you're fighting for country and all that. You're fighting for the elites, man. Which is the wicked of the Bible, man. You're fighting for the devil. So you ain't gonna be fighting no righteous war. That's an illegal war you're fighting there, man. That's what they're doing over there with the US and the UK now, and Netanyahu. They're fighting illegal wars. They're causing war crimes over there, man. That's why people are retaliating. You know, the whole Hamas situation with the Palestinians, you know, because they was complaining. For years, they'll be catching hell from the fucking Israelis, man. So they had enough. They had to retaliate. But when you retaliate, Esau acts, oh, they're terrorists. No, you've been terrorizing, man. You're the little savages, man.
Which proves your Cain.
And that shows you devils ain't got no ounce of remorse and no remorse in your body or apathy, because every time you do something, you act like you're the victim, man. When you've done so much wickedness and then people retaliate, you call them terrorists. It don't make no fucking sense. You got to expect what you put out there, man. It's called acts of war.
Hey, Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Just on the previous point on these Jakes that fight for Esau and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek they the Lord. Because at the end of the day, the destruction that's going to come is going to engulf everyone that the Lord's not vouching for. The only way out of this is the Heavenly Father. Everyone else that ain't under the guise of the Lord is going to die. And that's basically pretty much the future for everyone else other than the elect in America. And all of you Jakes outside of America, ultimately, when the Lord beautifies his jewels and gets his elect together, makes us his battle axes and weapons of war, then you're going to be the hunted also, man. Because the only people that are going to make it into the land of Israel are the elects of the Lord, man. The 144,000 and the 1/3.
So, Second Ezra 15, 30 again. So also Carmelians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Yeah, the Syrians is America. So the Iranians are going to attack America majorly, man. There's going to be major attacks, man. Major retaliations for them fucking with the Houthis and those strikes that they're doing over there, the airstrikes that they're doing over there in the Middle East right now. There's going to be major retaliations, man. They ain't going to lie down and just taking it because they got the weaponry now and they got the backing as well from Russia. Russia's a guard onto them, man. So they're gonna retaliate. They ain't gonna be like, oh, we ain't gonna retaliate. No, they said that last week. They said they're gonna stop with the airstrikes, if I'm not mistaken. They said they was gonna stop doing attacking.
As in Iran.
Yeah, Iran said it was gonna stop attacking. One of them articles, headlines that said that, and then all of the next day, America started striking them, hitting them down. So you know,
the devil, innit?
so this war is not gonna stop, man. It's not gonna go back to normal. There is no quelling of the fucking war and all that. This shit is gonna keep going and spiraling out of control until those nuclear missiles get pushed. The only thing that's holding back the four winds is those angels, because the elect have to be sealed, which they're more than likely sealed, like Apostle Elder Tahar said. Right now, they've been sealed. So the only thing left is the MOT to the beast. The mark of the beast has to be made mandatory. That's the only reason why the four angels around the river Euphrates hasn't gone back to the heavens yet, man. They're still holding back the four winds. The four winds represents the nuclear destruction. But the Iranians, they're major parts in this Third World War, man. Just like Russia is, Magog and Gog and all that.
That's right.
They're major players in this war. And they're gonna fuck America up, man. Go ahead.
It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. Right? And what's their nature? Scripture says that Ishmael is a wild man.
Yeah, war, man. Warriors, man. That's why no one can fuck with them. They try and go into Iran, even like going back to Afghanistan. A lot of them go back to Elam as well. When they tried to go into Afghanistan, they couldn't fuck with them, man. They got that warrior mentality, man. They're just wild, man. They don't give a shit, man.
It says, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Right? And if I can say, the reason why I find the spirituals, because right now you have a lot of Arab so-called Arab people, so Arab Ishmaelites, right? Basically getting pissed at the leaders of these nations, right? Because they're like, wait there, why aren't you? Because like, for instance, right now they've cancelled the aid that they give to UNRW, whatever the agency is, that basically is the only lifeline for food to them people and aided to them people over there in Gaza, right?
Yeah, that's why as well. Israel bombed the Belgian building because they refused to stop giving aid.
Exactly, right? So basically, people will be like, so why aren't the Arab nations, bringing and giving up the aid? Same when it comes to certain votes in the UN, right?
They've been saying that since the whole Gaza thing happened. Like, how comes the Arabs
ain't doing anything?
The UAE and all that, they're just chilling, enjoying their money over there in the desert, man.
They ain't doing anything. So when I think about this precept, I can't think so. There's gonna come a time when these Arab nations go, oh, look, man, we're gonna have to do some shit.
Everyone's gonna get involved, man.
That's it.
It's a world war. It's called a world war because all these nations are gonna get involved. And the only thing is, America's not gonna come out on top this time. The last World War, they tried to come out like they was the saviors of World War II. This time, you're gonna be the losers, man. Major losers, because your whole land's gonna be turned into a desert, man. The whole land of America is going to be turned into a fucking pitch of destruction, man. You're going to lose this war, man. You ain't winning shit. All that American patriotism is going to die in this World War III, man. The Third World War. The war to end all wars, man. And there ain't going to be no World War IV. If there is a World War IV, it'll be fought with sticks and stones. Because this nuclear destruction is like no other, man. The whole earth is gonna be shaken together, shaken like a damn salt shaker, man. The whole earth gonna roll to and fro like a drunkard. You're gonna see mushroom clouds all over the damn place, man. Especially over there in America and in the land of Israel. So this war is coming, man. Why? Because the Lord's coming back. Yahweh Shai is coming back, and he's coming to set up his kingdom on the earth. And it's not gonna be in no fucking Africa too, man. We're going back to the motherland, which is Israel. What's that? Galatians 4:26.
Yep.
Jerusalem is the mother of us all, and Jerusalem is nowhere near fucking Ghana, man. Get that shit out of your head. We ain't no fucking Africans, man. Fuck Africa. Also, so what if it's got so much resources? That's why you want that to be the Holy Land. There's other places on the land that you had the what do you call it? The Mesopotamia. Yeah, that was known for being
Yes,
that was go ahead.
the Fertile Crescent.
The Fertile Crescent. That was known for being a place that was rich in resources. It still is, but certain parts of that place is barren right now because they're under curses. But that was known as the Fertile Crescent. Where did the Lord tell Abraham to go? The Ur of Chaldees. He told him to go into the Fertile Crescent, man. He didn't tell him to go chill in Africa because that's the motherland. He didn't choose that land, man.
Yeah. Plus in Genesis, right, says the Lord planted a garden eastward in Eden, and then names 4 rivers, man.
Yeah.
Right, and
That's
those
it. Pison, Gideon, Gihon, the Red Sea, Euphrates,
and the Nile,
and the Tigris.
Yeah,
the
it's
Tigris.
tries to like Gihon. I think,
Yeah, Tigris is Gihon. The Red Sea is Pison. And then you got the Euphrates. I know I'm missing one.
Yeah, the other one which is the compulsive basically the one that's the Nile.
Yeah, the River Nile. Yeah. Oh, so it's lucky that I think that was Pison then, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
If I'm mistaken. I'm probably mixing it up, man. But it's in Genesis.
Yeah.
You know, you got the Pison, the Gihon.
The Pison, Gihon, Tigris, and the Euphrates.
Yeah, so I think it's the Red, the River Nile, and then the Tigris and River Euphrates, if I'm not mistaken. Could be mixing it up. So lucky.
Yeah, Pison, Tigris, and Euphrates.
But yeah, the point being though that all of those rivers basically would touch the garden, right? And that's basically the land of Israel, man. Okay.
Yeah. You just double check that.
Genesis 2
We
and
ain't
10.
gone over that in a while. But
Genesis 2 and 10. So
yeah, I've got them all. One sec.
Oh, yeah.
10, yeah.
Yeah, Genesis 2 and 10.
Yeah. So it's Genesis 2 and 10, and the river went up Eden toward the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. Right. The name of the first is Pison. Right. That is it, which can pass the whole hand of Havilah where there is gold, and that's the Red Sea.
That's the Red Sea, right?
Right. And the gold of the land is good. There is bdellium and the onyx stone. Verse 13, and the name of the second river is Gihon.
Which is the River Nile.
Yeah, the same is it that compasses the whole land of Ethiopia. Right? And it says, and the name of the third river is the Hiddekel,
which is Tigris.
Yeah, that is that is it which goeth toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth is the Euphrates.
Yeah, the River Euphrates, which everyone knows about the River Euphrates. You know, so those are the 4 major rivers at the bed around the garden part of the eastward in Eden, which is predominantly around the land of Israel. Where's Africa involved in that? That's not around the land of Africa. I ain't mentioned the Congo, none of those places in there. So what the hell are you talking about? The River Niles in the Congo? You guys are bugged the fuck out, man. You're butchering the scriptures. But that's what happens when you're left willful and left to yourself. You could become you're a novice mixed with pride as well, man. You know, you can't humble yourself because you learn a couple precepts and now you think you're over your teachers, your apostles and elders that taught you this truth. But instead of you to give double honors and that, you're disrespecting and you don't even believe in the doctrine that you was taught no more. Then you're changing up the Hebrew. Now everything's got an R at the end of it. Yahweh R and Yahweh Shai R and all that. Everything's got an R at the end of it. You're just butchering the language as well. The last one Kadasha, you call it last one Kadasha. All this, everything's got an R at the end of it. What the fuck are you doing, man? You're adding and taking away from the scriptures.
Yeah, that's why the Lord's gonna add destruction onto you, man.
You're just adding confusion as well. Because that's not how you pronounce the Hebrew, man. Where in the scriptures did the Lord say his name was Yahweh Sha'ar and all that, man? You're adding to the scriptures, man. You're butchering.
Scripture says, continue down the things that thou hast learned, man.
Yeah.
No remembering who thou learned it from.
Where did you learn this Hebrew from? You didn't learn it yourself. You got taught it. So how the hell can you come up years later and saying you got the new wine doctrine? That shit is molded wine, man. That ain't no new wine. That shit is fucking moonshine, man. That shit is straight up poison, man.
Dude.
You can't drink that shit, man.
It's ethanol. It's ethanol.
Yeah, it's ethanol, man.
People drink it, they go blind.
Mixed with some apple. What's that called? The thing that you put in the envelope and cyanide. Mixed with some cyanide in it, man. I was gonna say apple cider. It's mixed with some cyanide.
As you say, apple cider.
Yeah. It's mixed with some cyanide in that shit, man. That shit is poison. What about the new wine doctrine? Because you disappeared from the screen for 2 years. What the hell was you doing? That you took your hands off the plow, man. And there was all kinds of stories behind the scenes of why you left, because you were doing madness, bringing them fucking virgins, blood sheets in the camp and shit. Like you're a madman, man. Then you're spiraling your waist in front of the camera, showing you how to do bump and grind, like R. Kelly.
He's a West African juju doctor, man.
You're a wild guy. You're a weird guy, man. You got them shit locks in your head as well. It's blocking the pathway to your penile gland with them damn dreadlocks in your damn head. You know, you're bugged out, man.
Weird.
You're a bugged out individual, man. You need to stay. You need to put the scriptures down, man, and leave it to the professionals. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Because you're definitely not a man of the Lord. You're not no prophet. You talk about you're the prophets of Yahweh. You're really the prophets of Baal. There was prophets in the ancient world. You had the prophets of Yahweh Shai, prophets of the Lord, and you had the prophets of Baal, man.
Yeah.
Prophets of Balaam. You're just one of those guys. You're not the prophets of Yahweh Shai because you're not even pushing his name.
There were many of them, man.
Yeah, there's been many prophets, but there's been many deceivers, many false prophets, more than the anointed prophets, man.
Yeah,
and you're one of them false prophets, man. You just have to deal with that, because unless you repent, which is probably not going to happen, because your mindset is just too far gone. You're on this Pan-Africanism shit, man. You're just you changed up the 12 tribe sign. You're saying all the 12 tribes is in Africa. You're bugged out. He's trying to say this part of Africa is Zebulon, this other part's Manasseh. You know, you're bugged the fuck out, man. You are gone, man. Just because we was in West Africa for a space and time, all of a sudden, Africa's the motherland.
He's on the quest for the golden stool.
You go back to Africa, you go back there and you stay in them villages and whatever tribe you want to try and make up over there. We're not going back to no fucking Africa. Fuck Africa, man. We ain't no fucking Hamites, man.
That wasn't our land. That was just a land that we ran into.
Sojourned.
We sojourned. Yeah. And you know what? Even as you're saying that, because I didn't hear him saying about the Congo. Look at all the resources, but in that, you got Jake.
It's got resources, gold and oil and all that. So what, man?
But then would you call it? The Lord has basically used that so that Esau can go in and still have you in slavery in that land. Look at the history of the Belgium with King Leopold. What he was doing to Jake, just slaughtering, man.
Devils, man. And you think we're gonna you want to join hand in hand with these devils? They got to pay for that. All them Israelites that they slaughtered and slain, all the land that they stolen from us, man. We ain't got no land of our own right now. That's why we're in captivity in all these different now. We're spread worldwide and thin around the four winds of the earth. But the majority of our people over there in the west of America, man, North, South, and Central America.
Well, the prophecy we read it in I forget where we finished it, but in Joel 3, it basically said that the nations will part our lands.
Yeah, they did that.
And that's what they have done over there in the land of Israel right now. You got two people, literally. That they show you the maps all the time. You got the West Bank, you got the Strip, and then you got the mainland, right? Whereas, would you call it? With man, you just talk too much, man.
Bunch of hypocrites, man. We're going back to the motherland, man. That's where we want to go back. The Lord, when he comes back in them chariots, he ain't taking us back to Africa. He's going to take us back to the land of Israel to inherit the land which he gave unto our forefathers, man. Which he gave unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as an inheritance. That's the inheritance, man. It starts there, Jerusalem. That's where the kingdom of David is going to be, man. The house of David, tabernacles, that's going to be in Jerusalem, man. That's going to be the headquarters.
Sure. If I could say as well, his whole doctrine is flawed, because then you got all the history in the Bible of the northern and the southern kingdom. If you're trying to say that the kingdom of Israel, the land of Israel, is not the land, where did all of that history take place? Are you like
Exactly.
where did all of that happen? What part of Africa was there, northern and southern kingdom, where the northern kingdom had got invaded and then they got taken into Assyria? Like all of what you're saying is just don't make no sense. You're trying to
It doesn't line up with
doesn't line up with
man.
history,
How did
Yeah, go ahead.
so the escape? Like even now you're saying here the escape
bro.
from Egypt.
Escape from Egypt, bro.
Yeah, we escaped from Africa to
So,
go into went through the Red Sea, go for Suez,
so go
to get
back,
into the wilderness, go into the wilderness to get into the motherland,
to get
which
into
is
a car.
Israel. So we did all that just to go back to fucking Africa.
Dude,
We
it
escaped
don't make
North
sense.
Africa to go back into Africa. It don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah.
It don't make sense, bro. And then you're saying what? So then the Romans occupied us, and then they had a territory in Africa
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Yahushua was born in,
Exactly.
and then Herod was in Africa. Like it don't make
Dude.
sense. What like that, your whole
All because there's a little gap there, and it lines up with Africa's a walk away from Israel, so they just sort of line. They think Israel's in Africa.
yeah,
Like that's bullshit as well, man. It's two different lands, man. It's separated for a reason.
Land of Ham.
Yeah, it's separated for a reason, and the Lord distinguished it by like a jigsaw puzzle, and he, separated the nations and gave them the different plots of land on the earth. And then it doesn't even understand that Iraq was originally the first place of the Hamites, man. He keeps thinking that, or he's thinking that Africa was the motherland, and he doesn't understand that Babylon was in Iraq. He was laughing at that.
He's an idiot,
He's
man.
an idiot, man. He's a clown. Everything's Africa, Africa. There's other places on the fucking earth, man, that had nations on it, man. It's not just about Africa, man. So what? Just because it's a big ass continent. So what, man? Those people are not our people for the most part. Our people are scattered amongst them. For the majority, those people in Africa are not our people, man. They're Hamites, man. They're not eco people, man. You fucking clown. Eco people. This guy's coming out with bare different mixed doctrine. It's just like, what the fuck? New wine, bro. That is cyanide, man.
Could be we're drinking no drink, man.
That shit is anyone that drinks of that shit, you gotta be bugged the fuck out. You even see it when them guys are sitting there, standing there. They're just bugged out, like they don't even know what the fuck's going on. They don't even understand what this guy's teaching is straight heresies, man. Damnable heresies at that. And you got the nerve to be proud, man. That's why it shows you about pride not made for man. Because you see what pride gets you, it makes you stupid, man. And the whole world gets to see you, man. You can't even deny it because the whole world is watching you on live cam, man. Embarrass yourself because you think you're fucking smart.
Galatians 4:26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
Which is the land of Israel, in the land of Israel. Yerushalayim, man. The place of peace, the land of peace. That's in Israel. That's nowhere near Africa, man. So get that Africa shit out of your head.
Yeah.
For you wise ones out there.
Yeah.
This is only for the elect anyway. All the numbskulls, the zombies, they're gonna believe all that madness, that strong drink, and be lost, man, and end up with the 2/3. Because that guy's a stumbling block, basically. He's another stumbling block. The Lord has to have stumbling blocks in his truth because he don't want all Israel to get this. So you're gonna have Jakes that's gonna come into this thing, knowing that they're Hebrew Israelites, but they're part of the 2/3. Because the Lord ain't gonna fully let you come into this thing, or you ain't gonna eat the whole roll. You're gonna believe some made up doctrines or some you're gonna believe in some RCC remix, Roman Catholic Church, Hebrew Israelite doctrine, hell doctrines, and all this madness. And be sealed for destruction because the Lord's not coming to deliver all Israel. He's only coming to deliver the elect.
Because what you're saying is bullshit. Because it even tells you where the Lord was born in the scriptures, and then it tells you when he was on the mission, he told the disciples, "Don't go into the land of Samaria. There's nowhere in Africa where there's no definitive land of Samaria. Like you can't look into the history books and identify that. Like no landmark called Samaria.
Where did you see the voyages of Paul and him ever sailing to the lands of Ham? It says Asia Minor. You even said it. The 7 churches of Asia Minor was in Europe. Africa's not in there, man. Africa's nowhere in there. So that shows you that Jake was scattered around the Middle East and then the different territories in Asia Minor, which are predominantly like Greek, Turkey, Cyprus, all those different lands, Crete, Thessaloniki, and all that, Thessalonica and all that, Berea, all these different places in Europe, man.
Yeah.
Sardinia, brothers have been to Sardinia and Italy. You know, those are places where Jake dwelt. We didn't dwell no. We didn't. The 12 disciples and apostles weren't in fucking Africa, man. It was nowhere near there.
Yeah.
Africa.
But also when you look at the journey of King Solomon over to the Americas,
Yeah,
right?
3 years.
3 years, 1.5 years there, 1.5 years back,
Yeah,
right? So that, whereas if you're doing that same journey from the west coast of Africa, it doesn't take that long, man.
I mean, the only thing you can say is you had the Alexandrian Jews in Egypt.
Yeah.
Jake's was sojourning because as it shows you in the map,
Mhm.
Egypt was a walk away, man.
Mhm.
But it doesn't mean that that was the motherland. That don't
Yeah.
make no
Yeah.
fucking sense.
Well, look at it though. Look at what they were titled: Alexandrian Jews.
Yeah, going back to who, Alexander the
Yeah,
Great,
you
the
know.
Greek Jakes basically that goes into the Hellenistas and all that. So that adds up
Yeah.
with chronologically. That adds up with like the history.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Where was Hellenism in Africa and Hamland? Man? It doesn't make no
Yeah.
sense.
But also just highlighting the point that they were Jews, but they were outside of their land.
Yeah,
You know, just even in the same way you look at America, right? If you're an American, that means you're a so-called white American, but everyone else is XYZ American.
but even in the Acts 2, it tells you, it gives you the list of countries where Jake came
Jake
from
was scattered, yeah.
to come 3 times a year into the land of Jerusalem. So that don't make no fucking sense. I'm sure it might label Ham in there or something like that.
You know, I was even,
Acts 2, the 2nd chapter,
I was just
because they came
thinking,
from all those foreign lands to come
well,
into the
Isaiah
motherland.
does.
So that even that one precept cuts you, man.
I've got this. Once it's just loading up, right? It says Isaiah 11:11, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros
Yeah.
and from Cush and
Yeah.
from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea.
So Israel is literally scattered around the 4 winds. So you can't just say that, Africa, because Israel has been scattered around the 4 winds through different diasporas and mainly through that transatlantic slave trade.
Mhm.
So that shows you that Israel's scattered, man.
Yeah.
We're in the most, most unknown parts of the earth, remote parts of the earth. You wouldn't even expect to see a Jake, man.
Yeah.
But they're over there. Just like when you see Chinese people, man. They're in different remote parts of the earth. You wouldn't expect to see an Edomite or a Chinese person, but because they got money, they go over there, man.
Well, even when you look in like, which I didn't even know this before, but when you look at like Jamaica, allegedly it's got a decently sized Ammonite population over there.
Of course, they've been having that, man.
Yeah.
Elam and Ammon, and they speak like the Benjaminites, the patois and all that. They sound like Jake, but they're heathens, man. They just because they sound like they don't mean they're actual Jakes. They go back to Moab and all that, man, or Ammon and Elam and all that. They got a lot of them over there, but a lot of them are Israelites too, because you can see the different flavors.
Mhm.
You can see it by their spirit.
Yeah,
Spirit says try the spirit. You can tell by some of them Moabites, even though they look slightly eyed and all that, but there's some of them go back to Jake.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are straight up heathens, though.
Yeah.
But we know that because of history
Yeah.
and migration and all that.
Yeah.
People migrate, man.
Yeah.
What the hell is your problem, man?
Because I remember going into certain of the spices and stuff mentioned in the scriptures, right? And then basically certain of them, you basically are ones from basically places not in Israel, right? Because not everything grows in all of the different places. So
a lot
that
of them spices they come from the Arab land,
and
Saudi and all that, like India and all that. A lot
India
of
and them, yeah,
that's why they're known for all them different spices and curries and
exactly.
all that shit comes from all those different lands. But that's why they had trade.
Exactly, and that's what people don't seem to. And when people go on trade, these are long journeys, right? And you always show you that in period pieces, right? When a guy's on a long journey, right, and then he goes away, and then he comes back with a child, or some shit like that, or he comes back with a new wife, or he doesn't come back.
He doesn't come back. That's what I was about to say. You got a lot of Jakes even today. A lot of Jakes do what they call them
Passport bros.
Yeah, but there's another word as well. Is it MAG or something like that? No, it's not MAG. It's something else. It's an acronym though. It's an acronym for Jakes that move over to another. It's like sounds like swag or wag or something like that.
No,
but it's MGAF.
Nah, I'm not
if you check it out, if you Google it, I think it's MGAF. Men that go abroad, something like that. Something like that. It's an acronym. For anyway, it's just like you said, the passport bros.
Yeah.
They go over like brothers know people, family members as well. They go over to China, Thailand, all these, and they live over there, have kids, He don't bring forth seed, and they don't look like Jakes. They look like the nations that's over there. It don't mean that they're not Israelites. They're straight up Jakes, man.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. Jake like to spread their seed, man.
Yeah.
That's what we're known for. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. And we're going to do that again in the kingdom, man. Don't just think, oh, it's just going to be sleeping with black women in the kingdom. We're going to be sleeping with all kinds of women in the kingdom, man. Ain't going to be no monogamy and all that BS.
True.
You got these niggas on Love Island fighting over one bitch. You know, fighting, like, you know, dick hugging over one thing. Everyone's committing adultery, kissing up the same gal, you know, sharing saliva and all that. Nasty seconds over one fucking whore. When really you can have as many women as you want if you really wanted to, man. And that's what they end up doing. They go on Love Island, expecting to get one bitch. Another bitch comes through the door. Now they're horny and want that bitch.
Yeah.
That's a natural man's,
variety is the spice of life.
That's what man are in for, though. That's what man was made to do. You see one thing, you like that, you deal with that. Then you see another, you want to deal with that too. What's wrong with that? A man can have another wife, but Esau put that stupid monogamous bullshit in your mind. Where if you try and get with another woman, you're supposed to feel bad. You know, you cheated on her, and then you know she's gonna come out with all kinds of bullshit, start cursing you out, running her mouth to you, and you're just supposed to sit there and take
Woman
it.
worship, man.
Yeah, all that woman worship. It's BS, man.
Please, will you marry me?
If it'd be so simple if they would have all those guys on and the girl comes in, one guy takes her, another girl comes in, another guy chooses her, and if another one comes in and the same guy has got a girl already and he wants another one, he can have both. Yeah. What's the problem? Yeah. But when they do that, they call it a triangle, and the bitches start catfighting over the guy. But when you can both have it, there's nothing wrong with that. You're both single.
Yeah. But that's why Scripture says in Isaiah 10:1, you know, woe unto you that decree unrighteous decrees.
He saw the devil, man. He made you drink that strong drink. That's part of the filthy fornication in that cup.
Yep.
Monogamy, man. That's Satanism, man.
Basically.
That's Esau's philosophies, man. And then at the same time, Esau be raping up all the kids and all that stuff. Like you had these Edomites that got found to be raping for 3 decades. They was raping up children, man. This Edomite family over there in America, man. Oh, and in the UK, Slovakia. It just came out last night or the other day. The family for 30 years they was raping up children, man. And they only just got caught now. So Esau doesn't put no stipulations on that, how many kids you can rape. But if you want another wife, that's illegal. Doesn't make no fucking sense.
But these Moes can get together and be together.
Adopt children and
adopt children. The Pope gave the green light.
Yeah.
Pope saying they should be getting blessings, man.
Hell.
This place is wickedness. Yeah. That's why this place is gonna be destroyed, man.
Yeah. And then a man can't. This is like the brother had his the elder Salakia had the video on his status. It was basically said this is how men become weak. Right, and it was basically a repost. I don't know who did the original video, but it was basically like a clip where Eve, of course, right, is getting on her ex-husband, right, because the ex-husband is disciplining the children, they're disciplining the son.
They train the child in the way
and then he's and then the dad's like, look, man, I'm a discipliner. He's like, if he stays with you, he's just gonna become soft. He's
turn into a fucking girl.
Exactly. That's what he said. It's like he's either gonna end up being a Mo or he's gonna end up being an XYZ, right?
Shit. Sorry.
You know, and it was basically saying all of that, right? But the woman was like, nah, you know, X, Y, and Z, you know, usual shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. And then basically said at the end of it, right, you know, the guy, he comes into young Jake and that, and he was looking all moist, right? He was like 15, 16.
End up like Dwayne Wade's son,
basically.
Fruity or fucking Magic Johnson's son. Big ass Mo, man.
The mum was like, come, it's okay, I'm gonna take you shopping. And the dad was like, you see, this is what I mean, man. This is what I mean.
No consequences.
Consequences.
I've been wearing pink and all that shit. Like, put some girly vibration on it, man. Turn him into a chick. That's that faggot shit, man. That's wickedness, man. That's wickedness, man. That's why this place needs to be destroyed, man.
Yeah. Because
men can't even be men no more, man.
Yeah, you can't let a woman raise your man child, man. Because at the end of the day, for men, although in this society there ain't consequences for women for their bullshit because Esau gives them a guard. For men, there's consequences. You do some stupid shit, you're gonna end up.
Women never get chastised for their wicked. They could do all kinds of wickedness and just wipe their mouth with it, man. Bitch can stab her boyfriend 108 times. The bitch gets community service. Meanwhile, Jake kills 3 Edomites. and they're trying to put him under the jail. They're trying to throw him under the jail, lock, stock, and key, and all that shit, man. You know, not even see the day of light again. But Edomite can do some wickedness, and that white privilege comes in, man. Oh, you know, they always give a reason for what Esau can do is wickedness, justifying the wicked.
Well, like we said a couple of weeks ago, you had a fucking probably Amnaka, but it was a fucking so-called German pilot fly a plane full of people into a mountain, and then he said that wasn't terrorism. You know, when Esau does it, it's always something else.
The Arabs do it. They call it 9/11.
You know.
Yeah, even though that was a hoax.
Yeah, even the whole Clapham thing that happened the other day.
Where
you know, all of a sudden, what starts trending is basically asylum seekers, deport them, and this, that, and the other.
That was a staged event. That was a false flag. Esau has probably got some guy that's paid him some money and said, yeah, throw this bottle on this chemical shit on these people and kick the bricks, man, keep it moving. You know, he didn't make that shit himself. That shit was made in the lab somewhere. You know, that shit is probably extra spicy. Has some chemicals you don't even know how to pronounce probably in there. And then Esau just gave it to him, saying, yeah, throw this bottle in the air and make sure it lands in a couple heads. You know? Well, Esau's the damn devil, man. You can't believe everything this devil tells you, especially on the fucking news media, man.
They said there's the 3-day manhunt. That's some bullshit. If they would have found that guy,
they already know where he is, man. Yeah. They already know where the nigger is, man. He's probably got a fucking track and trace on him. They're just waiting to, you know, when they're ready to just, you know, take him out, they'll take him out. Esau's not stupid, man. He already knows where that idiot is.
Suicide Squad, right? You remember they once again going back to the MOTB. They always, you know, these assets, because that's what they're called.
Expendables, right?
Assets, right?
Expendable sleeper cells.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they always call these things assets, and just like any other asset, like you go into an office building, every single item has a sticker underneath it, right? Because that goes into a logbook. You look underneath the laptop, a sticker. This is item asset number XYZ 123, right? It's the same thing with these. What they call them, even GIs, what government issued or some shit like that.
Watching a new program this week, Trigger Point, season 2, and that whole thing's about fucking home terrorists, basically, domestic terrorism. It is good IDFs and all that, setting up IDF bombs and all these different things. You know, all these pocket nuke type bombs and all that. People having bombs in their phone and making their phones explode in their head. You know, Esau's got all that technology, man. You don't need no major crew to do that. He just hires some little shills to do his dirty work, man. Throwing them a few zeros in their account, and they'll do the work for him, man. Or if he has some compromising information on a person, he can make them do the work that way. If you have some compromising information on a person where they can go to jail for the rest of their life, but if they do this dirty work for him, then they'll wipe the slate clean. They'll end up doing it, man. That's what Esau's the devil. He's very cunning, man. He knows how to get people or manipulate people to do his dirty work, man. Even if you don't want to do it, you know, threaten to kill your whole family, all these different things, man. So all that home terrorism, domestic terrorism, a lot of them are sleeper cells. You know, little government agent babies. That MK Ultra babies, if you will. A lot of them come from that program, but a lot of them Esau, puts them in compromising situations where they have to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna end up wiping them and their whole family out, man. Yeah, Esau's the devil, man. I'm telling you.
You don't show you that in the movies for no reason. It's a real thing, man.
That shit is real, man. That shit is very real. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten the riches on the left-hand side by doing wickedness, man, by setting up individuals like that. Like even with the whole war in Iraq, that whole thing, like with the 9/11, was a setup. The people that owned the buildings,
lines and all that shit.
Yeah, the people that owned the buildings took out insurance policies and were reimbursed, and then you went up into Iraq on false pretenses. And we're taking resources to your heart's desire, man.
Building pipelines. That's what it was all. Taking oil, Well, it was all about, there's always a hidden agenda with this devil, man. Nothing's ever quite straightforward with this devil.
They invaded the wrong country, man. Because they said it was the Saudis that did it. So why did you invade Iraq?
There's nothing new under the sun, right? Esau's been doing this since the colonial times, man. He's been going around taking other people's lands. How did he get the land of America? He did the same thing then, man. That was like the first time he did it after the Renaissance period. He went and invaded a land that wasn't his, stole the whole land, took all their resources, gold rush, this, that. You know, all the oil, fracking up the lands, and then made the other lands around him impoverished, man. The nations around him that was in the land, he made them impoverished. You know, that's what this devil does, man.
Yeah.
He's been doing that. They're the ancient colonizers of the earth. The British Empire. How did they get their wealth?
Well, because if I could say that's what the whole controversy around those 3 American soldiers that died, right? Because
They died for nothing, man.
well, yeah, they died for nothing. But basically, it was like you're getting some outlets that basically say that actually they got hit in Syria, right? Because there's a contention right now because they're saying it was on the border. Because if it's in Syria, that means they're basically admitting that they had. That's why they keep saying Jordan, because they're legally occupying Syria at the moment, which so they say that makes them fair game, because they're not supposed to be there.
That's
right?
the perfect word as well, occupy.
Yeah.
That's what these devils are known for. Occupying other people's lands in their own land. The Roman occupation. That's what's happening today.
Yeah.
Another occupation by the same Roman devils. They just call themselves Europeans or NATO or the EU. The same beast system that was back then 2,000 years ago. Just a I always forget that word. Reinvented name. All they did was reinvent themselves, man, after the Renaissance. Otherwise, they'll call themselves Roman all over again. But now they call themselves the beast system.
Yeah. That's it. And it's gonna go out, man. You know,
It's gonna go out with a bang. You know, it's gonna go out with that nuclear fire. And you know, they're fighting a war that they're not gonna be able to get the control or get themselves out of. They have to basically go to the end of it, which is gonna be nuclear fire. They can't go. There's no way they're gonna turn back. No one's ever gonna go back into no agreements and all that nuclear agreement. All that shit's over with, man. None of that shit's gonna mean anything no more. Because you've gone too far. You've already taken it to the next level. And those 3 shills, those 3 idiots that died over there, those are just useless. Those are just expendables they used to cause this strife that's going on right now. They use those guys over there to make sure this thing goes the way it's going in right now.
I can imagine you got some crackers out there. It's like, I ain't trying to die for no niggas.
Let's send some niggas over there, let them get slaughtered, and then use that as an excuse to go and attack and do air raids and all that. That's what this shit is about. It's not going to work in their favor. It's all it's going to do is keep accumulating more and more hell and more tension, escalating more tension, and other nations are going to be like, we need to do this and do that and the other, and it's going to spiral out of control basically. Because no one wants to go to nuclear war. All these nations been saying that, especially America. They're saying they don't want to go to war like that. But it's gonna happen because you guys keep doing things you're not supposed to be doing, like the airstrikes that you're doing now. Yeah. You're taking it to next levels, man. You can't turn back the hands of time. Once you've done it, you've done it. You have to go to the next level now. Yeah, you can't pull out, man.
With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten the riches and has gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
Yeah, you've abused the power that was given to you. It's called an abuse of power. You got power hungry, and it's gone to your fucking heads because of that technology, because of that blessing of the sword. Because that's what you use to basically deceive the nations. You know, like it tells you in the Book of Revelation, by all those vain miracles, you use that to get power over the nations, man. That technology. But now everyone else has got the technology you got. So what are you gonna do now? You can't brag no more. You can't brag that you're number one no more. Everyone else has got the same weaponry you got. Some people got even more advanced, like Russia. They got more advanced technology than you do. Satan 1, Satan 2 can wipe out most of the nuclear weapons that America's got. And Israel, man. Twice over.
Says 1 Satan 2 can take out France and Texas.
No, America talking about they want to build their own version of an Iron Dome. That shit is not going to defend nothing, man. America's still going to get destroyed, man. You ain't going to be able to build no defense to stop those nuclear missiles and warheads from pelting America, man.
It's been prophesied.
It's gonna happen, yeah.
You know, it's been, and it even says,
someone get Jeremiah 50 as well.
What is it was in is it Mike? I forget. I'm trying to remember how it's phrased, but it says, they shall not if they get hit, none shall pierce them through.
Yeah. Should the plague shall not return?
No, it's in like I think it's in Jihad name Micah, where it's basically talking about the nukes when they're flying, right? That basically nothing is gonna pierce them.
Okay, no, we'll stop them basically.
Yeah, it's basically not so. You're roughly paraphrase. I mean, which is the point ultimately, right? They go and shoot.
Joel 2 as well, the horseman. Yeah. Joel 2 and Joel 1. But no, read on what was it? Jeremiah 50, the arrows. Because that's what it's going. That's what's coming. The arrows. Isaiah 13 tells you about They come from a far country and all that, and they're not going to return onto, you know, they're not going to return void, man. They're not going to turn back. You know, they're going to hit their intended targets, which is mainly America. Why? Because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has purposed it, man. He sanctioned it. America's free, man. There's nothing America can do, nothing no president can do to stop it from happening as well. Like, whoever gets into that Oval Office, they're going to be the initiators of World War III. And more than likely, it's going to be Trump, man. Because Trump's like winning on all bets right now.
Jeremiah 50:9.
Yeah.
For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations.
So they're going to come up against America, which is Babylon the Great. Go ahead. An assembly of great nations. So it's not just one nation, there's many nations, man. And they all got the weaponry that America's got, which we just said. Let the nations come up and say that, let the weak say I'm strong. You know? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
The north country, which is mainly where? Russia. As far north as you can go is Russia, man. And at the end of the earth, or the furthest, the uttermost part is talking about America. Go ahead.
And they shall set themselves in array against her.
So what they're going to set in array? Themselves? No. Their weaponry, man. Their nuclear missiles. It says it comes from a far country until it goes into the ends of the earth. So it's going to come from the north, go into the atmosphere and come all the way down to the ends of the earth, which is America, man. North America, man. And blow that place up. All their arrows, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken.
Array. So an array of missiles and warheads are going to be in line, and they're going to be like you see it on the world map when they show you the new missiles go off, and all the arrows all going in one direction, and you see it where it's going to be intended to land. That's going to be America, man. They're going to be like, doo, 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 doo. You're going to see bare missiles just flying in the air.
That's it.
And the intended target is Babylon the Great, America. Go ahead.
It says, from thence she shall be taken. Their arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
So none are going to return in vain. The arrows are of an expert man, meaning out of them silos, man. You know, they have to aim it themselves. They're going to come out of them silos in perfection, man. And they're going to shoot out. And you're just going to be seeing fucking lights, glittering swords in the sky with smoldering smoke coming behind it, like it tells you in Revelations. And then the heads do hurt. They're going to land over there in America and blow that place up. And anyone that's left in the shores of America that's not part of the Lord's elect, that's not being up in the ships, they're going to see America. They're going to be in that lake of fire,
they're
man.
going to feel America be destroyed.
They're going to be Zechariah 14:12.
Yeah.
They're going to be burning, man. And then the elect are going to be up in them ships. Revelations 15:1. They're going to be looking down, seeing a glass of fire, man. Seeing America on fire and people burning to death.
Yeah. Like at the end of Terminator 3.
Terminator 3, the knowing.
That scene at the end of Terminator 3 when you're seeing all of the nukes hitting. Right, but and the position of the camera is up above the earth. That's bird's eye view. Birds. That's what we're gonna be having. All will be the men.
Yeah, the elect are gonna have a bird's eye view, watching America burn. Like Psalms 91 as well. Only with thine eyes.
Yep. It says, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that.
This is a Chaldea.
Yeah, and Chaldea shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord Yahweh.
So everyone's going to have their hands on America's ass, man. Everyone's going to want a piece of America. The Japanese, the Koreans, everyone's going to want a piece of America's ass because of all the things that they've done on the earth, man. All the treachery deals that they've done. All the backstabbing they've done. All the stealing and lying and robbing and murdering. You think them Iranians ain't trying to get America back for what they did to Soleimani? They're still pissed about what they did to that guy, man. That was 2 years ago. Yeah. They still want revenge for what you did to him, man. Assassinating their leader. 4 years, they're assassinating their leader like that. They still want your asses, man. So what do you think the Japanese want for you did to Hiroshima and Nagasaki? That was in World War II. That was just after World War II, 1945. They still want to get you back for what Oppenheimer was doing, man.
And the pride of these devil, because what Biden went there last year, and then he basically
face.
And basically the way they phrased it was as if the nuke just kind of appeared from an unknown country
by accident,
and then
like
just
you
dropped
plant it there. Exactly. You didn't have the bombers come in and drop the fucking bombs, and then did documentaries, man bragging and boasting about he was the guy that dropped the bomb. Fat Boy and Little Boy on fucking Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You devils do documentaries bragging and boasting about World War II, about you dropping them bombs and them Japanese. They don't do documentaries on that. They're still suffering from the after effects of that. Look at Chernobyl and all that. Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Them people ain't celebrating what you did to them, man. Them people still, there's people still affected by that, getting cancer and all that kind of shit from them. The what happened in Chernobyl, man. That area is just unabandoned, man. Abandoned area, man. You can't even live in that area. The radiation's still so thick. And how many years ago was that? So exactly. So what? You devils got hell to pay, man. These nations are going to be glad to take your asses out.
Because even everything that's everything that you've done to these people, like what you're doing over to them,
Palestinians,
the so-called Palestinians and that.
Same shit.
I saw a video earlier on today. It was like a 7 minute video, and it's just listing names of all of the children that have basically been killed.
Thousands upon thousands. Bare children as well. There's not even adults. It's just children, man.
Yeah.
You devils are sick, man. And you're saying that's not a genocide.
It will take you over 27 years if you was to go to a funeral a day, and that's just the youth that they killed.
And they're crying over some fake Holocaust, man. That never really happened, but you can genocide a whole nation of people, and the majority of them are kids. They're not even fucking grown up, but that's supposed to be Hamas. Kids.
Bro, they dressed up as hospital staff and ran up in a hospital and silenced them man to death. Military style James Bond operation.
That's some secret government shit.
IDF. Can you imagine that? Like they went into another territory and literally ran up in a hospital,
wearing fake garments,
blockaded the doors, and then took man out with a silencer and then escaped free.
But these are the same guys that will say that them Hamas man are hiding in the hospital.
Yeah, they're trying to say they're going to blow up this hospital because they're hiding underneath the hospital. And this is why everyone's going to have their hands on you devils, man. And no one's going to have it says that, everyone's going to be astonished, but no one's going to have no remorse for you.
Yeah, they even, like I said earlier, they attacked America's ally, Belgium, because basically they were giving aid to Palestine, so they bombed it.
They bombed the man for giving food. but this is it.
And that's another European nation, bro. Like,
that's why in the kingdom everyone's going to say, "Is this the man?"
When
someone read that, man, might as well close on that. They're going to say, "Is this the man?" You got Joel in it.
Isaiah 14.
Isaiah 14. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, is this the man? No, you might as well leave that because the spirit's moving on to that, innit? Is this the man that this shake kingdoms, man? Because everyone's going to be like, what the fuck, man? But no one's going to come to your aid in the kingdom. No one's going to be coming to your defense. Everyone's going to despise you and be like, this devil, man. Everyone's going to be onto you. Even other nations, they're going to be taskmasters of you. You're going to be catching hell from them too. Not just Israel.
Esau's done too much, man. Right? But it was something I always say in the vids. This is the same person that acts as a champion of women and children. Yet the population of Palestine is like 50% children.
85% of them have been displaced.
And he's trying to say that's not a genocide. It's unbelievable. That's why a lot of people are trying to say, this is a straight war crime, man. You got South Africa, all nations coming up against you devils, man. And Israel saying that what you're doing is inhuman, man. Man. It's really inhuman. Netanyahu's a straight up devil, man.
And you know how you know that these small hats at the end of the day are the ones that rule the earth, as like we've been saying. When Ukraine and Russia were fighting, every major newspaper had stories on Putin and how evil he was and how he was Hitler reincarnated.
They're praising Netanyahu.
They're praising Netanyahu. They're firing Labour politicians for speaking against the war.
Well, they tried to lodge a complaint against Putin. Because Putin, evacuated the children from the war zone. Yet my man is straight obliterating,
massacring people's families is dropping dead, losing all kinds of children. The children coming out with missing limbs, missing eyeballs, and all this different thing. And everyone's supposed to be clapping for this devil.
And they keep bringing back what they've been doing. Right, because for instance, Biden was like, the other day, and once again, the shameful spewing. The scriptures speak about the shameful spewing against this devil, right? Because Biden was like, this is what happens when you kill an American, and then it was like, wait, what about all of these Americans that were killed in Gaza, right? Like there was an American, Becky, from like years ago, I think it was like back in 2009, and she basically stood in front of a bulldozer and saying, "Don't bulldoze this house." She was trying to do some charity work. She was like, "Look, I'm a white American woman. They're not gonna kill me. They killed her ass, man. They run her over with a bulldozer."
So don't give a shit about his own, man. So don't give a shit about it. Anyone that's standing in their way, even if it's their own nation, they'll take your ass out. Come on, man. Esau don't care about it. Esau's heartless. The only people come to find out that these white people that are in offices and all leadership roles, they're really a bunch of heartless human beings, man.
Yep.
That's why they're not even supposed to be in the power seat. Because they're heartless beings, man. They're really low, the basis of men. They're the lowest of the low.
Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised.
So everyone's despising you and it's showing. Especially the small hats. They're the ones that are despised in the whole nation of Esau, Edom. Are them fucking small hats, man. The Amalekites, they're the worst, man. That's Netanyahu, all these devils, the royal families, all these devils. Majority of them are Amalek, man. They're devils, man. That's why the Lord hates Amalek, man. He hates Amalek to the core, you know. And Amalek's gonna get destroyed as well, man. You small hat rats, man. That's why you've been getting into all kinds of accidents and losing, fucking up and all that. You in the kingdom, man. We gonna be on you, Amalekites, man. Especially you Amalekites, man. Even though all Esau Edom's gonna get fucked up, but you Amalekites, man, we got special hatred for you, damn devils, man. The Lord has a special hatred for you too. That's in the scriptures, man. Go ahead.
This is
Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah the 14th chapter. Let me start from verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh.
Which is the land of Israel, yeah. He says it there, the land of Israel. Go ahead.
For servants and handmaids.
So you devils are going into slavery, starting with your wicked elites, and the Rothschild, the banking families, they go back to Amalek too. The banking families, the small hats, as we call them today, the small hat people. Those are the people of Amalek, the Rothschild family, all those different banking, Oppenheimers. So they're going to be the first crops of slaves. And all them dead bodies they're going to see lying around in the Holy Land or around about, they're going to be burying those bodies around the place, man. That's their first job as a slave.
And they shall take them captive, whose captives they were.
Yeah,
and
they're captives to this day, even though they won't come out and admit it. But how do you know that they're captives? Because we got receipts, man. You literally got a birth certificate that's made on fucking banknotes, man, showing you that you belong unto, you've been purchased basically by the elites. Every time a new baby is born, that's a purchase item basically by the elites. Yeah, you got a new cargo in there. You got a new employee basically, a slave. Yeah, how do you become an employee? You have to be. The word employee means a slave, a servant to an employer.
You need numbers to get on the system.
Yeah, you have a social credit number, a social.
For here, it's the
national insurance number.
Insurance, which is, I think, probably the same as social security.
Yeah, social security. That's it.
In America,
social credit. Social security number is the same number as national security, national insurance. And brothers know that shit off your heart. They used to give you a card and all that, and then you end up losing it. But you just remember that number off the tip of the brain because you're just so used to using it when you have to apply for jobs or anything you're doing, man, regarding finance or trying to do an application. You have to give your national insurance number. Otherwise, they're not going to accept you. You're some illegal alien, basically. You're an immigrant. You're not a citizen. That's like citizenship, the national insurance number. So that shows you're a slave. You're in the census. You've been counted. You're a number.
You're a slave, Neo.
Yeah, that's it. And they want to turn you into this. The battery and all that. That's the chip, man. They want to turn you into this to control you. They want to turn you into a fucking cyborg warrior, man. Put a chip in your ass. That's what the whole Matrix thing was about. Trying to escape the mark of the beast, man. It's trying to escape from being turned into a robot, man. And who was being delivered? Zion. The whole movie was called about Zion, man. It's about Israelites.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
So the rest is coming. We ain't got no rest now. This is not our rest. That's why Jake needs to come out of that spirit of complacency, thinking that this place is gonna go on forever. Get wealthy and black excellence and all this bullshit. This place is about to be destroyed, man. The Lord said we're gonna get our rest when Yahweh Shai returns and takes us back to the motherland. We ain't gonna go back there ourselves, but the Lord gonna take us back there by way of them ships. Then we're gonna have rest, man.
Yahweh Shai has to get his first, man.
Yeah. Then we're gonna be sovereigns on the earth. We don't own shit right now, man. We have to pay for everything. We have to ask for permission to do anything. Yeah. You want to set up a business, you have to get permission from the government. Have to get all these leases and licenses and copyrights, all this shit.
Yeah.
You can't just do it yourself. Otherwise, Esau come shut your shit down.
Because if I can say, even when you then try, let's say you can do all of that, right? You get to that point, then you try source your goods, and then the heathen are like, we're not going to sell you that.
Yeah,
For instance,
all kinds of stipulations in your way.
There was an account where you basically had this Jake. He wanted to set up his own hair shop, innit?
Of course.
You know, it's like, obviously you can hear
Barber
Jake.
shop,
What?
all that shit.
And then basically, allegedly, he called up them Koreans, and I was like, we ain't gonna sell to you. We ain't gonna sell you no hair.
No business.
We ain't doing no business with you.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
it shows you we're on the low end, man.
Exactly.
We're slaves, man.
And even if you can get the goods, you can't get it at the rate Esau's getting it, because Esau can get it with slave labor. When you're talking about getting goods from China, from Singapore, Malaysia, whatever, not Singapore, but like Malaysia and them countries there in the Far East, right? Bangladesh. You look at the back of your Nikes, made in Bangladesh. That's on slave wages, man. Now you try do that, you're getting investigated, and even if
for criminal damage, some criminal fraudulent shit.
Even if everything is above board, Esau just has to say it, even if it ain't true.
To sanction it, man.
Yeah, he can just say, "Oh yeah, we found out that this brother's brand is made using slave labor," and then you're done. Your company's done. Because this is Esau's world, man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Then, as we just quoted in Deuteronomy 28, right, that you shall go to this man for the want of all things. It says, he shall be the head and you shall be the tail.
And even like something as small as you want to set up a little market stall. If you ain't getting permission from the council, you have to pay certain things. If you ain't giving, you can't do nothing. Nothing you can do. You can be the most legal type business in the world, selling like toys, the kids' toys or whatever it is. If you ain't got no permission, you can't get in the stall. You can't take you can't rent that area. You can't do nothing, man. You have to get permission from the devil. That just shows you, man. We ain't got no right. We ain't got no. Everything's a privilege in this place, man. So how we gonna get rest? This ain't no fucking rest. This is hell, man.
Because even what proves what we say is as it's a known.
But Jake think they're free because you get a few checks in the post in the mail every other month or whatever. You get your dole money or you're working a 9 to 5. You think you're free? You're a fucking slave, man. Corporate slave. You need to wake up, like your brother just said. Wake up, Neo. You're in a fucking matrix, man.
So if I can just say last one on this is like the proof of all this is it's a known thing amongst Jake that if you have a shop owned by Jake, it ain't gonna be there in a year's time.
Nah, man. I've had family members, different businesses. It's gone from toy store, and this is the Clapton. You know that the barber shop that used to be next to the barber shop, next to the petrol station. That Nana and all them. The brother's name was Nana as well. He took the barber shop. That used to be my auntie's shop. You know, she used to sell like it used to be like a pound store. She used to sell toys and all. I don't know if you remember that store. That was my auntie's store, man. She used to sell toys and all that pound stuff, all that shit. Then that got closed down. Then that guy took over she sold it to that guy, Nana. He turned it to a barber shop. I don't know what it is now, if it's still there. But then she moved down the road, set up another business, and then Esau 10 years later said, "No, you got to move from there now." Then he's kicked her out into another store on the main street that used to be a chemist. Now they've had to turn that into an office, and that's a totally different business from what they first started. So that's what Esau does, man. He'll never let you get away, man. You can be making good money, start up a little small business and all that, SME, whatever they call it. But you know, if Esau sees you doing too good, you're making like you're accumulating a lot of good wealth and all that. Esau, and you're not part of his cabal. He'll come and shut your shit down. He puts things in your way to fuck you up.
A lot of these smaller businesses get fucked over by the councils because they have to regulate. They get the planning permission, and then the council mystery shops them as well.
So out of nowhere, they'll be sending letters saying you got to move. You got to turn this place into another store. You know, you have to move by this date, otherwise that's it for you. And what can you do, man? You have to comply, otherwise you just go bankrupt or something. Declare bankruptcy, man. Start all over again or whatever you can. But that's the hell that we have to go through. So what's the point? Like, there's no point settling on your lease, man, in this place, because you're never gonna really get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Because Esau's always gonna be giving you hell, man.
It's in the curses. They shall pursue.
We're under curses. That's exactly what it is. We're under generational curses. You can't escape it. You got Jake thinking, because they sold out, and even the Jakes that have sold out, they're still catching hell, man. They're under the curve. More money, more problems, man. One way or another, you're gonna catch some sort of hell from the Lord. You can't escape these curses if you're an Israelite. And you're not like with the other nations. Esau, I remember certain Chinese stores, man. This shit's still there till this day.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that store there when I was like 5 years
Same.
old.
Same.
And the same fucking
And-
people are still there thriving off that business, man. It's some small ass
Yeah.
Chinese store, but that shit's been there for like
God.
30 years.
And I bet you it's one of them ones you never see anyone inside it. There's a store.
always empty, bro.
And there's still
Man,
open.
the store's still
Yeah.
there. Same people, probably different family members that take over after a couple of years, give it to their sons and all that. Leave, as you said, leave their sons and sons to their babes. You know, they set up different franchises.
Yeah.
But that same shop has been there for like 30 years. Every other store
It's
been closed down, changed businesses over here. But that same fucking Chinese spot has been there, man.
Front.
Like it's McDonald's or something, man.
But that's a scripture. It says they lick the sores.
Yeah.
You know.
And I'm saying that because these other nations ain't under the
do-
curses, man.
Yeah.
Moab come here from China, they'll thrive, man.
Can't speak English.
They'll set up business here. And that's why you always see, you notice how, even when I was a kid as well, my school used to be opposite the Burberry factory. Chinese people in that shit every
All
day,
the
bro.
time. Yeah.
All kinds of money, bro. You know how much money you have to be spending to be going Burberry store?
Yeah.
Since I was a little youth in primary school, these fucking Chinese people have been lining up to go to that Burberry store, man. The Burberry factory. Like it's Prada or something. And they go in there every day and they come out with fucking bags of shit.
Exactly. Yeah, Jake
Where are they getting all this money, man?
Jake will go in and it'll be just the one bag that they come out with. The little bag.
Little accessory bag in there. You've had to spend mad money to get something in there, though.
Yeah, wallet.
You've had to probably spend over £200 just to get that little accessory. A little belt or something, man. That man come in there, come up with fur coats.
You know, with a big bag.
A couple of them as well. They come with fur coats out of there. You know how much a fur coat in fucking Burberry costs, bro?
It's a couple thousand, bro. So $2,000 free,
And you see them going there every week, no problem, bro. You never see no Chinese man stress about money, bro. But how comes they're accumulating all this wealth? Because they're not under the curses. Esau especially, they're not in trouble as other men. That's why Esau doesn't know about what we go through. Esau doesn't understand what we're going through. He doesn't understand the hardships and the impoverishment of Jake. He sees it on the news, reads it in the newspaper. He's like, you know, they're people. You're just lazy. Go and get a job. But Esau, he flying over here, flying over there.
Yo,
bro, you know how much money it costs to be jumping from plane to plane?
Yo, you know what it is, and I'm sure you see this at work as well. Whenever it comes to like I'm saying, oh yeah, I got some time off, guys. Oh, where you going? And because for them, every holiday you gotta go here.
Going to the Bahamas,
you go
skiing, Caicos.
skiing.
They're going to the most expensive, like Sweden, Switzerland, the most expensive, the Alps,
the
most expensive joints. They ain't going to no little Spain and all that.
Yeah,
European joint. Yeah, Mallorca, the British colony and all that. Going to Mallorca for the Saturday weekend. They ain't going to no. They going to like the Alps. Where's that place like the people love to go in fucking Spain, Italy?
Oh, Italy.
No,
the French Alps.
Monaco.
No, that's Canada, man. That place, man. They always go there. Spain. It's near Ibiza, man. It's where the rich people go.
Malia
and all that. The spots and them with their yachts and all that.
No, it's Monaco.
No, not Monaco. No, I know Monaco as well, but there's another one in Spain, Italy.
Montenegro.
Yeah, the European. I think it's Malia and all that. I think it's Malia. One of them. It begins with an M. I can't even pronounce it right now. But that's what they do, though. And you know how much it costs the regular yacht, bro? Come on, man. That ain't no cheap thing.
Yeah.
So they're on a different. They're on a different expenditure, man. They ain't on the same threshold of expenditure. Who goes on them fucking them boats and them round the world trips? Yeah. I remember my fucking parents were saying that even before my mumsy passed and all that. My stepdad and that saying they were going to take on a around the world trip in 80 days type of shit. That shit cost over 10 grand, bro. Over 10 grand. So I don't even know how much it really costs. But that's just for one person. But there's Edomites on them fucking them boats or whatever.
Yeah.
All year round, man. Them, especially them OAPs, man. Them OA pensioners, they go on them boats, bro. On them worldwide them tours.
Yeah.
That's Edomite shit. Anytime you go in them boats, you ain't seen no Jakes on there. You've seen Edomites, you've seen other nations. You probably see like one or two Jakes on there.
Yeah.
If they can make it.
Their families shipped in to
But Esau's always on them fucking tour ships, going around them ships with cruises, as they call them.
Real quick. Psalm 73 and 5, they're not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
That's it. They're not plagued. What's a plague? A curse.
Yeah.
So they're not cursed, man. That's why you can see Moab and all that can't speak a lick of English, own all the fucking Chinese convenience stores or the Elam. own all the fucking grocery stores on the strip, or the Turkish, which are Edomites, Turkish and all that. They own all that, like Dalston and all Stoke Newton. They own a lot of them. Them Turkish own all them stores, man. And they be setting up drug cartels in them, like drug and what do they call it, laundering money in them stores as well. A lot of them stories come out as well, like Turkish man shootings and all that. Stoke Newton from back in the day. Because a lot of them Turkish man, the drug cartels, man, where they own all them stores as fronts.
It's the same with the vape shops that they're saying. They're all saying they everyone knows that those vape shops are fucking fronts, right? But they just can't really do anything about it. Or rather, they don't want to do anything.
Because they're in league with them, man. They're paying their debt. They're paying their part to whoever their owners are. So they're letting them do that. They're letting them thrive, man. But as I've been saying, we're under the curses. So we ain't gonna have. Jake will set up a little business in that. It's not gonna be on the same level as them fucking heathen. But you shouldn't want to be like that anyway. The Lord said not to envy the prosperity of the wicked, because this is their kingdom at the end of the day. Let them have it, man. This is Esau's time. This is Esau's world. But in the world to come, Esau's not gonna have none of this, man. The other nations, they're not gonna have none of that until after 1,000 years. Then they might have a little something in their little countries, whatever they're gonna be at, their little lands. But we're gonna be the main fucking aristocracy, man. We're gonna be the main sovereigns of the earth. We're gonna own everything, man. And if anyone wants anything, they're gonna have to come to us.
Well, you're saying that's Deuteronomy 30:7, right? Basically said these curses shall go upon your enemies.
Isaiah 2. All the nations are gonna have to come to us, man.
Things are gonna get flipped around. So just like how now we're the bottom.
The bottom feed is the first shall be last. The last shall be first.
In the kingdom, they're gonna have to come to us, right? So
that's justice. So I'll keep cutting you.
Right.
But that's justice right there. That's what you call justice, man. Because we're the true sovereigns of the earth anyway. This whole earth was made for our sakes. Like you always quote 2 Ezra 6. Why are the heathen? We're supposed to rule this earth. Why are the fucking heathen having their way?
And
that time is coming to an end because we're under these curses. But the punishment of our iniquity has been accomplished, O Zion, and it's going to come upon Esau, Edom's head now. Now the other nations, like you just said, Deuteronomy 32, all these nations are going to be under the curses that we're under. They're going to be the most impoverished, the most poor, the most despised, the most talked about, the most hated, especially Esau, Edom. They're going to be on the bottom, man, for a change. And we're going to be on top. We're going to be the most loved and adored and most favored. Highly favored at that. You being an Israelite in the Lord's kingdom and being immortal, having spiritual power. We're going to be on a true godly type level. What Esau's been trying to fight for all these years. We're going to be on that level what Esau's been trying to fight for. True immortality, man. Gods amongst men. And Esau's never going to be able to take us down, not even after 1,000 years, like, IUIC have been saying. No one's going to be able to stop us. We're going to be unstoppable. Because we're going to be totally righteous. Then we're going to close up in a second and read what you want to read.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Yeah, the scepter of the rulers has been broken now. Now that goes into Esau's power of deception, his power over the nations. No one wants to fuck with Esau no more. His money system's dwindling. He's not as powerful as he once was. No one believes in the dollar no more, man. Everyone wants their own. I even read one article. It was saying that Russia and China want their own version of the new world order. They don't want America's new world order. They want their own new world order. So no one's fucking with America's philosophies no more. Or not America's so-called rulership over the earth. Now they're saying that Russia should have their own new world order and China as well. So it just shows you Satan divided against Satan. How should his kingdom stand, man? It's brought to nothing but desolation. And that's what's happening right now. We're witnessing it. So it's beautiful, man. Let everything keep going. And they've already declared, we're not even in the month of February yet. And they've already come out saying that the chip's here. The mark of the beast is here now. What you got to say now? 6 months, 7 months from now, 8 months from now, 10 months from now, this place could be under mandatory chipping and all that, man. Who knows, man? But the chip's here now. You can't say the chip is coming. It's here now, man. They already declared it. Headline news, man. Breaking news worldwide. Everyone talking about this damn chip. Even people coming out saying, don't take the mark and all that. Heathens are saying that. Saying this is the mark of the beast. Seeing comments on the comment board saying, don't take the mark and all that. So we're here now, man. Fuck this place, man.
He who smote the people in wrath of a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger was persecuted, and none hindereth.
And that's the point. None hindereth. No one's going to come to this devil's aid no more. No one's going to be backing him and saying, no, allow the white man. He's innocent. He's harmless. Everyone's going to realize that you've been the spawn of the earth for the longest, and you deserve everything that's coming to you. Everything that's coming your way. You're the major criminal of the earth, man. Netanyahu, all these crimes that you've committed, all that shit's going to come back to you, devils, tenfold, man. Everyone's going to be onto you, man, in the kingdom, especially us. We're going to be on you, devils, man. We ain't going to let up for 1,000 years, even after 1,000 years. And then we're going to exterminate your ass. We're going to burn your asses and exterminate your asses on a bonfire, man. Get rid of your asses, man. No mercy, man, for you damn devils, man. Don't expect any either.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
Yeah, everyone's going to be at peace because we're going to have our rest from the Prince of Peace, which is Yahweh Shai. That's why we need to exalt those names and magnify those names. Yahweh Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, man, because those are the names of deliverance, salvation, man. Without those names, you ain't getting into the kingdom, man. Like Apostle Elder Tahar said, if you ain't got the names of Yahweh Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, how you gonna expect to get into the kingdom? If you ain't got the Lashwan Kodash, the Paleo, because those are the keys to the kingdom, man. The keys to the city. Those are the names of salvation, man. So, for you guys out here that are messing around with the name, don't want to call it, you better call upon those names. Like the brother Yahweh Kanam was telling Nate in the dream. Call upon Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Kept repeating it. Say Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Tell your congregation to call upon Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Otherwise, you ain't going to be delivered, man. You keep playing. You're asking for death to knock on your door. But when you're in those, it's funny how Jake don't want to call upon those names when they're living good, doing a good thing. But when you're cashing out hell, then all of a sudden they remember the name. So you should be doing it without exception, man. Yeah, call upon the name, pray without ceasing, man. Whether you're doing good or bad, man. Stop playing, man. You guys know the name of the Lord is Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. You better start calling upon those names, man. Or judgment's going to come creeping at your door, man. We're in that time. Anyway, anyone want to say anything? Closing out.
Hey, we're coming into those times. Coming into them times, man. There's certain key fundamental things you need to know for these times, right? The primary being the name of Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai, right? And the fact that the MOTB is that C hit, man, right? Because it's here because you have to warn the people because certain people just think it's technology. Right, it ain't just technology, man.
Esau, that's what makes you think.
Yeah.
But what's behind that technology? What's the framework? What's the mindset, the philosophy behind that?
Yeah.
It's devil worship, man.
That's it.
That's what you gotta study to show yourself approved, man. Because at the end of the day, everyone's got to be fully persuaded of this truth in their own mind. Otherwise, when it comes down to pressure time, you're gonna give in unless you really believe in what this truth is about, man. Yep. Which is literally, man, striving for this truth unto death in the hope that Yahweh Shai will resurrect us, even if we have to make that transition, man.
So that's it, man. We're coming into that time. Things are getting more exciting, man. As I said, we ain't even coming to February yet. We're just about to come into February.
February 3rd.
February 1st. So lucky. But things are heating up already. It's only 1 month gone in and all kinds of shit's happening. World War III sparks already. Rumors and wars and things are happening, man. So this year is going to definitely be an exciting year of prophecy, man.
Yeah.
So we can't wait, man, for this place to be taken out. Anyway, after that, we're going to give all praises to glory to Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect.
Shalom.
Sit, man. We almost